What's good, Raider Nation? It's your boy Mikey Raider coming to you on a Friday night. Finally, after weeks and weeks and weeks of being absent and misminded and dealing with health issues and depression and financial situations and real fucking life. Excuse my language. What's up, Raider Nation? Hopefully, everybody can hear me. I'm trying to go live on the StreamYard platform with a bunch of videos and browsers opened up. So please let me know because I see a flashing screen and my video is not perfect. But I'm going to try to browse the news and catch up to date with our Raiders because every day I don't look at the news constantly. I wanted to do it live with you guys so you guys can see my official reaction of what's going on. So please let me know in the comments if you can see me, if you can hear me, if the screen is flashing, or if everything seems to be semi-okay except for the weird green screen and the missing of my arms and all that other bullshit. Because this platform streams live a little bit easier than my other platform. So I'm trying to learn how to use this before I officially pay them, to a monthly fee to stream live. So I'm testing out platforms for the next week or two. All right, let me know what we got. Let me see who we got online. We got Fluffy Compost, Truth Monster, Juan Sandoval, Richard Lyon. What's up, Richard? Been a long time. Raider Critique. I'm good. I'm on the phone. What's up, family? What's up, Critique? He's got a show tomorrow, I think he mentioned. Darth Vader Raider. What's up, brother? You're good, Mikey. Critique. Salute, my brothers. What's good? Salute, Mikey. 24 graphics. Okay. So I'm just gonna get this out of the woodwork for all my people. You have to subscribe for at least 5 minutes before you can you can talk in our chat room, okay? Because I want everybody to subscribe. Please hit the like button no matter what. I'm trying to make a comeback on YouTube, if even a little bit. And basically about a month and a half ago, I got the monetization on this new YouTube Raider channel. I got the monetization allowed. And I set up the AdSense and the Google to make some extra money while I stream, thanks to you guys and your support. Then I made some donations and super chats from you guys on the previous couple of shows, and it went over $100, thank goodness. But I was worried that I wouldn't get the money, and the money came through yesterday. So I got paid. So I'm now getting paid again from YouTube. And that makes my heart feel good for all the work I put in the past. Sorry, for basically losing my channel, all the subscriptions and the stuff, that I did. I'm able to monetize and earn a little bit of income. I don't have a job. I never will have a real job. That's how my life is. So don't tell me that shit. Get off your ass and get a real job. That's not in my life plans. That might be your life plans. It's good advice, but I'm always going to be like a hustler, doing YouTube, asking for support, making videos, selling merch, or whatever I can do to supplement my income. So for everybody that wants to hate on me, let it go. That shit is done. This is my life. So please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Please watch the ads or whatever. Maybe don't skip them. Maybe that gives me a few bucks from YouTube. And please feel free. I have donations below, whether it be PayPal, Venmo. I think I got a Patreon that I'm going to start working on next week. If you want to subscribe to that for $1 or $2 a month. And then there's always Super Chat and whatever. But if you donate through PayPal and Venmo, even though PayPal, man, they messing with some people right now. We'll talk about that later. But YouTube takes like 45% of all income. So when you put super chat, if you truly want to give me more, then you give it to PayPal that's in the description, or you do it to Venmo, or you go to the Patreon. I don't have a members button on the screen, so we'll leave it at that. Okay, enough talk about money and all that. Again, if you're inclined, hit me up with super chats. I'll answer questions, and I will be answering questions a lot in this episode. But in the beginning, I'm going to try to go over some latest news and see what's going on, the injury report. Then we're going to have a game preview. We're going to talk about Darren Waller. We're going to talk about the state of the Raiders. I don't have all the graphics perfectly on screen. We're going to do it through browsers. Just wanted to let everybody know I'm trying something different today. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare because it actually takes me like 2 or 3 hours to prepare, with graphics, even though my graphics are not as good as like Wi-Fi Willie, Samoan Raider, and some of these other people. But even with my cheap graphics, it takes me 3 hours to get ready for a show. Then, depending on my health, I kind of don't want to do a show. I don't feel good because my heart starts racing. I have some blood pressure and some heart issues. So this is kind of easier just to go on the internet and browse while we're live and react instead of doing all that graphics and preparation. So thank you guys. All right. Yeah, who wrote that? Mikey's an OG. Thank you, Flextown. F. Waller, Juan Sandoval. PayPal is communist garbage. Yeah, there's a lot of that freedom of speech. Bank accounts are cutting people off. They're telling you to move your money from banks. I got to do a conspiracy or political video on another channel. Love you, brother. Who wrote that? Mikey, your show just hits differently. Smoke some weed, Mikey. I'm just not into that stuff, man. I apologize. I'm just not. I might drink this weekend for the Raider game. I might try to go live since I'm able to earn money now. I might try to go live and tell you guys, give me $1 or $2, and I'll take a shot of like wine or beer, or maybe I'll buy vodka. I don't know. I see a lot of YouTubers making fucking money asking you guys to pay them to drink. I don't like to drink all the time. I don't like representing myself that way. But I need money right now. I got to pay my fucking rent. So if you guys want to pay me to drink a couple of shots of beer or wine or vodka and cranberry or whatever the hell I buy, go right ahead. Let's do that shit. I might do that Sunday. I don't know. Depends on my health. I've been eating tuna and fish, and I'm doing all right. I don't eat red meat a lot, and I pretty much only drink water. But I love you guys. All right, let's do it. Let's get into some Raiders, all right? I promise I will have you guys on screen in a little bit with your comments and stuff like that. Like this one, Darren Waller has lost his love for football if he ever had it. Yeah, we're gonna get into my theories on Darren Waller in a little bit. Mikey, I remember those days when you did the London video. Yeah, that was my when I was a little bit healthier and I had a lot more time on my hands. I would do like skit videos. I can't do them anymore. Plus, I don't have a big garage studio like I used to. Whoa, Drunk Mikey, I'll pay top dollar for that. You've always supported Nikhil, and I love you for that, brother. Can I get a shout out? Yeah, I mean, I saw it. A shout out, David Granados. All right, let me see if I can get the latest news on screen. Again, I'm new to all this stuff. All right, we'll start with, I guess, the latest news. Let me turn on a banner so you guys can see it from underneath. All right. So let's look at this is the official latest Raider news from Raiders.com. You know what? Before we do that, let's do a state of the Raiders. Should we do a state of the Raiders first before I look at the latest news? Yeah, let's do a state of the Raiders. Let's do a state of the Raiders from my perspective, because we need to talk about that before we find out the official latest news. I know some of the news about Darren Waller and stuff like that. But look, let's take a look at the Raiders after the first, 5 games of the season. Uh, Much was to be expected of our team. Let's be honest with you. With Josh McDaniels coming in with the pedigree of Tom Brady and from the Patriots, everybody, even the news media, claimed the Raiders are going to have the best offense in the NFL. And because at the end of last season, we won a bunch of games, came together as a family. Much was to be expected of the Raiders this year, at least early on, from the news media and all that. We were a lot of people's favorites starting the season. And we had high hopes as well as Raider fans. But after 5 games or whatever, we're 1-4. We're scoring good points. We were almost in every single game, whether it be for, in my opinion, a few costly decisions by McDaniels and a little bit of peculiarness from the defensive side of the ball with Patrick Graham as our coach. You got to remember, Derek Carr struggles in new systems the first 6 to 7 games, according to record and stats. In every new regime and new system, Derek Carr struggles. And I'm not trying to pile on the Derek Carr hate. I don't care where you stand on Derek Carr. Derek Carr is a good quarterback that hasn't reached his potential as much as he should have in almost every single game. Whether it be to variables with new coaches, new players, new offensive schemes, or whatever Derek Carr has to deal with. There's no excuses. He struggles. He's not able to lead a team completely on his own. And why is that? Well, now we're talking about Josh McDaniels bringing in his system and Derek Carr historically struggling in new systems. Derek Carr is a great brain quarterback. But Derek Carr constantly says in all his press conferences, I just want to do what the coach tells me. I don't know if he's making up excuses or he's afraid to buck the trend or he's afraid to tell the coaches, make a system for me. Or if Derek Carr has not made a system that fits his needs. Derek Carr literally right now in his career should become an offensive coordinator at home, putting together an entire offensive system in case he's a coach in the future. And then in case he can present some of those options that he likes and he feels comfortable in, and that he's done those plays in his mind or on the field basically 100,000 times, where he can present that offensive scheme or some of those plays to Josh McDaniels. And then hopefully Josh McDaniels would have made a scheme for Derek Carr. But Josh McDaniels brought on the Tom Brady scheme that they had in the Patriots for like 20 years. Derek Carr is learning it. Barely. He's basically in his 8th week. You call training camp 2-3 weeks. He's in his 8th week of learning it. And he's only had 5 opportunities on the field. And we're averaging more than 30 points, I think, a game. It might be 28, 29. But still, we're doing really good. So in summary, Derek Carr's a great quarterback. But he personally needs to make it happen more, and he needs to do more, whether it be with his legs or his offensive play calling, and he needs to stand up to the coaches and create an offensive scheme that he likes so he can feel comfortable with. But again, him and Josh McDaniels, they need to get on the same page. And they're doing that little by little. I don't like Josh McDaniels' play calling on certain key situations. He's following the new age statistical data that says on 3rd and 1, You pass. You'll have a 55% chance of getting that third down and 1 if you pass it, and only 45 if you run. Then on 4th and 1, you have a 52% chance if you pass it, and you got a 48% chance if you run it. So Josh McDaniels is doing shit for his ego, not really following the game plan. He's learning. Josh McDaniels is a stooge. He's a good head coach. He knows how to handle shit, but he's never really been a head coach at the losing level. When he went to Denver, he won his first 6 games. Now with the Raiders, hopefully we don't lose our first 6, but we lost 4 out of our first 5. So karma has a way of finding itself. Josh McDaniels is now in the head coach position with a losing team. After his ego in Denver lost him his job, he had to call it back. Now he's losing in the first 4 or 5 games with the Raiders, but we look pretty good. There's just a few mistakes every game that are killing us. And he's a part of those mistakes. But now we're on a losing side of the ball, and his ego seems to be in check. And now he's going to grow. I hate that word. It's what they say in every press conference. We got to learn how to win. It's true. They got to learn how to win together. But Josh McDaniels needs to learn how to work and win with Derek Carr and trust Derek Carr. He didn't trust Josh Jacobs. That's why they put him in the first Hall of Fame preseason game. He didn't like Josh Jacobs. He called him a fumbler. Now what is Josh Jacobs doing? Proving that he's a fucking beast. But now the mistake of not giving Josh Jacobs his 5th-year option is possibly going to bite us in the ass next year. But congrats to Josh Jacobs. He'll go get paid. He'll go get a bag. And then his mistakes on 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 on key moments are hurting us. Again, remember when we threw that play to Davante Adams and he caught it out of bounds, and then it was 4th and 1. Then they threw another pass play when I believe they should have ran with Josh Jacobs a couple weeks ago versus Kansas City. I mean, you had 2 opportunities on 3rd and 1 and basically 4th and 1 to get 1 fucking yard to get a first down with 45 seconds left and a timeout at the 50-yard line to take it down and win the game. Plus, he didn't go for the tie. I don't want to talk about it no more. You saw my in-bed video where I was basically naked in bed with the lights turned off. That's how bad I wanted to talk on a video because I was not feeling so good. I had some issues. But the state of the Raiders is on offense, we have it all. We have it all. Now, Darren Waller is a question, but we got a great damn offensive team. Now, if Josh McDaniels can figure out his offensive line, that's been a problem for him since the preseason. Cutting bait, not believing in players like Josh Jacobs and stuff like that. He keeps mixing and matching, bringing in people in free agency, and then cutting them, and then they're getting injured, and then trading Alex Leatherwood, whether he's good or not, instead of believing him and putting him at backup or putting him at right guard. I mean, we're going to lose money on that next year. How much is Alex Leatherwood going to cost us? We'll have to look up that in a minute or two. A lot of bad decisions by Josh McDaniels, but I still like him as a coach. I like him. In my opinion, I want him as our coach better than Gruden. A lot of people go, I wish we had Gruden again. Relax. Look, I hate the way they did Gruden, that whole cancel culture thing. That's a story for another day. Hopefully he beats Roger Goodell for millions of fucking dollars. But as a head coach, personality, I don't like John Gruden. A lot of people liked his offense with 2 tight ends, keeping it in because we were in a lot of games. I like Josh McDaniels' offense more. And especially that we got Davante Adams, and I don't think Gruden would have made a move like that. But, whatever. You know what happened with Antonio Brown, all that, whatever. I like Josh McDaniels' offense. It's going to get better weekly. His decision-making is going to get better weekly, and it needs to start this week. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in my Houston Texans preview. But long story short, the state of the Raiders offensively is we're good with an average offensive line. Imagine if we got better with players playing week to week to week without injuries and learning each other on our offensive line and learning the scheme as well. Every week we got a new player that just came in last week or, was third on the depth chart, whether it be on the right side or the left guard or whatever. So, again, it's a new system for everybody. But we need consistency there. And hopefully it starts now. Hopefully all the injuries are gone. We'll look into that in a minute. And offensively, we got a good team. We're going to get better. Defensively, the state of the Raiders is they need to break our defense back into basic again. We got Patrick Graham from the Patriots. He had all those cornerbacks. He had all those years in the system. He wasn't even the defensive coach. He was an assistant. He's never been a defensive coach, Patrick Graham. He's struggling. Our players are injured. They didn't draft the right players. Shit ain't happening. Whatever the case is, Cleveland Farrell, this and that, Jonathan Abram not picking up his option. The guy we brought in on free agency, Chandler Jones, struggling until the game versus Kansas City. Patrick Graham, as a defensive coordinator, is struggling. And if he's struggling, not knowing what play calls, where to put people in positions, not having the best available players weekly, if he's struggling, our defensive coordinator, imagine what the players are doing. We have like 3 studs on defense. Nate Hobbs, Max Crosby, and I'm just going to say Bilal Nichols. He takes up a lot of space in the middle of the field. I'm also, you know what? I'm going to take that away. I'm going to say Denzel Perryman is the stud. Pretty decent linebacker. I'm going to say Max Crosby's the stud. And I'm going to call Nate Hobbs the stud. I know Nate Hobbs is injured right now. We'll talk about that. But defensively, we're struggling. But we're going to have a good week this week, even with the loss of a few players. I believe we got a few back that we'll talk about. But defensively, wow. I thought we'd be at least top 15 this year. Right now, we're like at 28, 27, 29. Man, if we can figure out a way to get top 20, like 19, 20, 21, we're going to win some games. Because if we're scoring 30 points a game, if our defense can hold them to 26, 27, we're going to win some fucking games. Long story short, state of the Raiders offensively, we're looking good. We're going to get better. Hopefully no more big injuries or this or that. Knock on wood if you hear me. And then defensively, man, we're struggling. And our coach is struggling. And he needs to bring it back to the basics for some players. Because they're not understanding his scheme. Let's get that right. All right. Kachik is coming with the knowledge. He said Patrick Graham was the D coordinator in New York, wasn't he? Are you asking me a question? Are you telling me he was a D coordinator, wasn't he? Come on, baby. I don't know. I'm going by what you tell me. Marlo, Chandler Jones may not be getting sacks, but he's stopping that run. I'd have to disagree with that. He might be stopping the outside run, but again, I'm no expert. You may be right. But I see him covering like running backs or tight ends before the Kansas City game a lot. Like he was becoming like a cornerback, basically, like an outside linebacker. But we have done decent against the run game, except for Derrick Henry in almost every game. We've done decently against their run game. Richard Lyon saying, After looking it up, he was correct. He was a defensive coordinator. He was critiqued. Kill Jadish. Been a while, man. I recognize that name. What's up, Kill Jadish? I know you're always in Murph's stream. They love you over there, and I love you. Excuse me. I love you over here. So my state of the Raiders is, first off, we need to get a win streak. We need to win 3 or 4 in a row. At least 3 in a row. We'll be 4-4. Then it's anybody's season moving forward. But I have a lot of positivity coming out. Even though we've lost in heart-fashing ways, I have a lot of positivity. Not after the game or a day after the game, I'm pissed off. But a week or two during the bye week, I got some positivity again. We going to be all right. I'm not going to guarantee playoffs and all that. A lot has to happen. I just want to win. Just want to win some games we're supposed to win. And I just want to play better. Again, are we a playoff team this year? We should be. And if we do make the playoffs, will we make a lot of noise? Not with the defense we have, and not with the offensive struggles on miscommunication and our offensive line at the moment. So I don't just want to get into the playoffs. Oh, we got into the playoffs. All is good in the world. No, fuck that. I want to play so damn good that we can make some fucking noise in the playoffs. Because I predicted a Super Bowl win or victory in 2024. Yes. Was it before? No, it was in 2024. So we gotta hopefully get to the playoffs this year, get better next year, make the playoffs, do a deep run. Then in 2024, I think the Super Bowl is in Vegas. And you know how the NFL likes to put the last 3 or 4 years, they've liked to put the local team in the local Super Bowl, like with the Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So why not put the fucking Raiders in the Super Bowl in Vegas in their new fucking stadium? That's a moneymaker. That's why the draft was there for 2 years. And that's a moneymaker. I predict, I would love to go to the Super Bowl before then, but I predict the Raiders, no matter what, in the Super Bowl in 2024 in Vegas. That one scene we first see Captain Jack Sparrow on the sinking boat was the Raiders going into the bye week. But we'll sell out with a ship good as new. I like your positivity. We need to put a major ass whipping on the Texans. You're damn right. You're damn right. All right, let's do this. Let's change the banner. I gave my state of the Raiders from my point of view. Let's check out the latest news, okay? I want to see what's going on before the Texans game. I want to see what's going on. All right, let's start with the official Raiders.com website. Let's see what the latest news is. Pick 6. A McDaniel's house divided this Sunday. Why? Josh McDaniel is in a home matchup versus his younger brother in Week 7. Is he? That's his younger brother? What is he, a defensive coordinator? Let me see if I can get that news here. Let's see. Brotherly rivalry. His brother Ben will be on the opposite sideline this Sunday, serving as the Texans wide receiver coach and passing game coordinator. Ben McDaniels previously worked under his older brother with the Denver Broncos. The last time the two crossed paths was 2016 when Josh McDaniels' New England Patriots beat his Bears. I got a lot of respect and adoration from my brother and the job he does. I tried to recruit my mom and dad to silver and black for sure this week. I think we're winning right now. Are we at Houston? I'm so stupid, I don't even know, man. All right, well, that's an interesting story. Josh McDaniels versus his younger brother. Raiders Texans injury report. Yeah, I read that Waller was out. All right, let's look at this injury report real quick since it's on the news. All right. We got Jalen Brown, linebacker, was limited. He's questionable. Mac Hollins has a heel injury. Limited, questionable. Shit. Foster Moreau, I think he's back, right? Knee, limited, full participation with Waller out. For fantasy purposes, if you guys need a tight end, last year when Darren Waller was injured or out, Foster Moreau was a top 12 tight end in both the weeks that he played for Darren Waller. So Darren Waller's out this week for fantasy purposes or daily fantasy, where you put a couple dollars and you pick a lineup, for cheap value on daily fantasy. Foster Moreau might be a sneaky, sneaky, cheap option at tight end as a sleeper. Darren Waller, hamstring. Yeah, we got to talk about Darren Waller in a minute or two. Hunter Renfrow, he's got a hip issue. I thought it was a concussion. Hip? He didn't practice Wednesday. Did not practice Thursday. Did not practice Friday. Oh, no. He was limited on Friday. I was looking at Darren Waller. Dang, Hunter Renfrow is questionable. And then Mac Hollins is questionable? Yikes. I'm pretty sure Hunter will play. But, yeah, I don't like the sound of that. Because you go out there, you get hit in your hip or something that's bothering you, and he takes a lot of hits. Ooh, yikes. Jermaine Illuminor, our offensive guard tackle, elbow, full participation. Okay. Chandler Jones, non-injury rest. But on Friday, he did not practice. Maybe that's a veteran rest day for Chandler Jones. I don't know. Dylan Parham had an illness. Sorry, guys. My screen ain't doing so good. How do we get to the full? Is that the full injury report? Okay. Dylan Parham had an illness. Did not participate. Questionable. Great. That's not good. Isn't he our right guard or center? Or backup center? That's not good. After he was added to the injury report Thursday, defensive lineman this is for the Texans. I don't really care about the Texans, but let's look. Okay, questionable. Who are these people? Brevin Jordan, tight end, and Chris Moore, wide receiver. All right, that's the news about the damn injury report. I call into Raiders Fan Radio with myself and my roommate, Macho Man Raider. Ooh, yeah, brother. Ooh, yeah. I also put Raider Savage promos on my YouTube. Have one out today if you need an extra boost. Everybody check out Kill Janice. Ooh, yeah, brother. Snapping to Raider Nation. Yeah, check out Raiders Fan Radio, guys. They're awesome. I need to call Murph and do a show with him, but I'm a bitch. Pressure is an opportunity. Sam Webb is growing in the Raiders defense. What, he had an interception last week, right? I believe it was. But let's be honest. The Raiders media does not like any bad press. Let's be honest. The Raiders media does not like any bad press about their defense because we kind of been sucking. So they have to put out these pieces that talk good about players, to make it, they're right. Raiders defense is getting better because Sam Webb is growing. Damn propaganda bullshit. What they're saying, Lovie Smith acknowledges the challenge in facing Max Crosby. Max Crosby's a beast. He's the best. That dude puts his heart out on the field, and I love that dude. And Poor Max Crosby, man. When other players don't play as good as he is or put out the effort, it just sucks. Speaking of Darren Waller, we'll talk about that in a minute. Oh, experts game picks. Raiders versus the Texans. Come on. We all know 95% of them are going to pick the Raiders. All right. Here's the expert game picks. Greg Rosenthal, Raiders. Adam Rank, Raiders. Daniel Jeremiah, Raiders. Colleen Wolfe, Raiders. Nick Shook, Raiders. All right. We knew that. But you think the Raiders.com would actually list somebody that didn't predict the Raiders are going to win? You know, like Adam Schefter, Houston Texans. Then everybody would go to Adam Schefter's Twitter and talk shit to him. How dare you pick the Texans? How dare you, Adam Schefter? You're that lying piece of doo-doo from ESPN that makes up stories on draft day to get the headlines. Ooh, who are these hot girls? Iggy Azalea headlines game entertainment for Sunday's Raiders versus Texans matchup. Now, I've seen a bunch of popular YouTubers doing vlogs, like going to Vegas, like what's his name? Logan Paul and Mike Majolak or whatever his name is, the one that had sex with that porn star girl, whatever. But they go to Raider games, they get the nightclub on the field, they drink, they eat hamburgers. The entertainment is like, you know, all these rich and famous celebrities. They don't even care that they're there. They're sitting there, oh, it's boring. Oh, and then the crowd was cheering when the Raiders were playing a team. I think it was the Cardinals or somebody in one of their vlogs. And they're like, what happened? What's going on? And then they're just sitting there talking to each other and eating hamburgers and, oh. These privileged sons of bitches don't even respect the fact that they got probably $1,000 tickets to the nightclub, the End Zone, at the Vegas Stadium, around celebrities and musical artists and all that. And they don't give a damn. They're not even there to watch the game. They're just there for publicity for their vlog. You know what? If you want to do a charity, how about you give those tickets to an actual Raider Nation fan or somebody that'll want to fucking go? I haven't even been to the stadium because they had the vaccine mandates and all that, and my health, and I ain't doing it. I don't know if that's still on, but I ain't going until that's lifted, and then I don't know when I'm going to be able to go. That pisses me the fuck off. These fucking... what did Truth Monster say? Hamburgers. Hamburgers. They both look like horses. No doubt. No doubt. Everybody, I want to remind everybody, please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider donating Super Chat for support. I love you guys. I just wanted to mention that. All right, let's get into more news. How to watch and listen to the Raiders game versus the Texans. NFL Plus, if the game is local, NFL Plus is a good alternative. For $30, you can watch it on your mobile device from the NFL. There's also like a bunch of APKs or apps like Dofu Sports. You got to look into that, Dofu Sports, to watch the game. You can find it on NFL.byte.com. I think it's called Reddit. Reddit, NFLbyte.com. Just look it up. Reddit, NFL Byte. BITE.com. Think you can find some ways to watch the game, you know, with like ad blockers on your browser through those links. Brandon Bolden reflects on his battle with cancer. Oh, he had cancer? I didn't know that. All right. The NFL news is fucking generic, dude. It's like really generic. Really generic from from Raiders.com. Just like generic bullshit. Raiders placed Nate Hobbs on IR. I know he was injured, but he's on IR. Oh my goodness. What does that mean? 4 weeks? Hopefully he doesn't fall asleep in a parking lot of a hotel while cheating on his wife and girlfriend. Sorry, the truth hits stronger than reality. Raiders signed Albert Wilson. Wasn't he with the Dolphins? Just like Mac Hollins to the active roster, huh? Additionally, the team signed Tyron Johnson. Wasn't Tyron Johnson on our team earlier in the season? And Taylor Hill to the cornerback, Taylor Hill. Oh, yeah, Blake Martinez came in like a week or two ago, like right before the Kansas City game. I like him. He's a veteran, older player. I don't know how much he'll really, truly do beyond if somebody going in for an injured player, but he's a good veteran. Yeah, this was the guy I was talking about versus the Kansas City game. I was like, who's in the right side of the offensive line? Who's in the right side? And then they got this guy, Alex Bars. I was like, who the hell is Bars? Who the hell is Bars? He was playing a lot in that Kansas City game. That's what I'm talking about with the offensive line that pisses me the F off. Is what's going on. I was like, who's in there now? Every time you look on screen, got a new offensive lineman. Come on, McDaniels. Figure that stuff out. And they're going to keep getting injured because they don't got a lot of practice time. They're trying to learn a new scheme. They're trying their heart out. They haven't had a lot of practice time, like I said. So they're getting injured, and then you're changing them the next week. Ooh, sorry, dude. I just got like a headwind right now. See, this is with my health. When my heart starts beating and I start doing my antics, my blood pressure gets a little bit weird, even though I'm on medicine. Sometimes I just get these feelings, man, where I just gotta like lie down or do something. All right. Calm down, Mike. Let's move on to Raiders signed safety Matthias Farley, and Raiders acquired Justin Hare. Oh, this is a little bit old news, but Justin Hare he went on IR or he was released because he got injured. Sure. All right, let's get off the Raiders news. But real quick, I just wanted to mention something about Raiders.com that really pisses me the heck off. You know what? Let's go to Twitter. And look at some of my post. All right? We'll do the Darren Waller one in a few seconds. All right, there's a little bit of rumors that the Raiders are inquiring about Nelson Aguilar. And I wrote, we need defensive help, but I like Aguilar as a Raider. I'm in the more the merrier, meaning, if we had him, great. But I believe he should have never left, but he got his bag. Congrats. Also, Foster is back and Waller is struggling to play, which we now know he is out. And the Chiefs freed up $3.5 million. I don't know who that's for. Maybe OBJ. And then there's rumors that Jonathan Abram are on the trade block. I was thinking maybe Jonathan Abram might go to the Chiefs. He looks like he would be a fit there if the Raiders don't want him because they gave up the fifth-year option. And before the season, I was expecting Josh Jacobs to be on the trade block. I 100% was expecting Josh Jacobs to be on the trade block before the trade deadline. But now that Josh Jacobs has played so well, it just proves he's not going to be on the trade block. And if Josh McDaniels cut him, like I said in this tweet, I was expecting a few trades by Josh McDaniels before the deadline. But if he played so well, Raider Nation would crush McDaniels if he traded Jacobs. But I expect trades to happen in the next few weeks. And then I posed the question, should Davante Adams be suspended for his actions? 94 of you said, or 95% said no. 5% said yes. I'm on the no front. I don't think he should be suspended for his actions. But I do want to talk about the NFL having a fault in this all along. The guy that crossed his path, I know it's a couple weeks old, but I haven't talked about it really. The guy that crossed his path should not have been there. There should have been procedures for him not to cross his path at that moment or right at the end of the game. But whatever, for lack of security or whatever, it happened. But that being said, the guy's holding a weapon. Okay? If Democrats want to call everything a weapon, even words, then I'm going to call what the guy was holding, the tripod, the metal tripod, a weapon. A weapon was presented in front of Davante Adams while he was exiting and upset. And in that environment, listen to me, in that environment where they were throwing bottles, spit, cursing out the Raiders in Kansas City, in that environment, in my opinion, if you want to take this to a courtroom, that motherfucker illegally crossed the path where he shouldn't have in front of the players in a hostile environment in front of Davante Adams with a fucking metal weapon. Davante Adams had every right to defend himself. He didn't know if the weapon was being pushed at him, being presented at him, or whatever. He's like, get out of here. Again, I'm not saying that's really what happened, but if you're going to go to a court of law, which apparently he's going to have to go to court, hey, that's your defense, dude. It's the truth. You were defending yourself in a hostile environment from a brandished weapon from somebody that shouldn't be there, and you didn't know what was happening. That's the truth. It's like Kyle Rittenhouse. I honestly believe he defended himself. I don't like the fact that they were there. Everything was going on. I don't agree with all the politics. But at that damn moment, at that one exact moment, Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself. That's all I'm going to say. At that moment, that exact moment, he defended himself. Enough said. So Davante Adams was defending himself. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. The NFL should be responsible for not protecting Adams. Yeah, they should hold some damn responsibility as well. So that's why a suspension should not be warranted. Warranted, in my opinion. But we all know that Davante Adams is going to have a court date. He's going to tell the guy, let me give you like 50 grand or 70 grand, maybe even up to 100. Let it go away because the court case is going to cost Davante Adams time and this and that. Long story short, when Davante Adams pushed him, and then in the locker room when he spoke to the press and apologized, he in his head was going, shit, that probably cost me $100,000. Whether it be 75 from the guy, 25 from the NFL, whatever the situation is. The NFL likes to get their fucking money. The NFL has fines for everything. Not chewing the right bubble gum, not wearing the right headphones. The NFL is like the fucking phone company, okay? The NFL is like the fucking phone company or the banks or the credit card people. The NFL is just like them. Oh, let's put a little new rule in. Let's fine them 5,000 here, 7,000 here. If every week we have different fines of different amounts for various reasons, we can add $250,000 every week to our bottom line. So every week there's probably 10, 15, 20 fines that we don't know about that are being given, 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 here and there and blah, 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 blah. And then they add 250,000, maybe 200,000 to their bottom line every week, just like credit card companies and banks do with these hidden fees. That's why the NFL is smart businessmen. Smart. I'm not saying it's right. Is it legal? Well, they're their own country. The NFL is their own country. They can make up their own laws. They can make up their own fines. And players understand that. So Davante Adams knew, he's possibly going to get extorted for $50, $75, $100,000, and then he may get a, $50,000, $25,000 fine from the NFL. May even be $100,000. He might have lost $250,000, Davante Adams. The NFL's got to make him an example. But against the guy that ran onto the field, remember, that burned himself in the Rams game? All right, let's move on. This shit's hilarious. Thank you, Chris Rubio. Appreciate it, man. What did Alex say? If you have the wrong underwear, there's a fine. You're damn right. Ridiculous bullshit. All right, so this is what I wanted to talk about with Raiders.com. They post mic'd up videos, right? And every time they post a mic'd up video, let me just read what I wrote. I honestly hate all the NFL mic'd up videos. Because in the case of the Raiders mic'd up video, it's basically a player saying, hey, yo, I'm mic'd. Hey, yo, I'm mic'd. Hey, yo, oh, you didn't tell me? I forgot. I'm mic'd. Before they even say anything, do anything. It's not real. It's not a real reaction from players being mic'd. And they have to announce it to others so the other players or whatever don't say something that will now cancel them. Or they'll have footage for the NFL to do a lawsuit or other people to do it's fucking ridiculous. You can't even have freedom of speech on the football field where you would, basically you can't even do that. But that's why they have to tell everybody I'm mic'd. Because it's a conscious effort and a respectable effort to tell other players, hey guys, look, normally we talk about bitches, we talk about money, we talk about clothes and hoes and mota and racism or whatever. But I'm mic'd, yo, I'm mic'd. Hey, yo, Davante, I'm mic'd. Hey, Derek. Well, Derek Carr, does he really say anything bad? No. He'll just say, I just do what the coach tells me. Hey, yo, Josh Jacobs, I'm mic'd. Hey, yo, I'm mic'd. So you know what that means. I don't have to say it. I'm mic'd. Don't cancel yourself. The NFL's watching. Big Brother is always watching and listening. I'm mic'd. I got an Alexa. I got a Fire Cube. I should walk in every day, every hour. I should tell myself in the mirror, hey, yo, you're mic'd. You're mic'd. You're mic'd. Hey, Michael, you're mic'd. I don't talk to anybody anyway. I'm all alone 90% of the time. Ridiculous, man. Dude shouldn't even been there. He was trying to get the prime shot. Surprise MFR. Oh, yeah, he's talking about the other stuff. Yeah, the mic thing is for kids. But again, wouldn't you want something that's real, like uncensored, like unfiltered, where not everybody's afraid to get canceled? I want to watch the realness. I think that would be an eye-opener for how players talk, how they react when they're losing a game. And that's what pisses me off too, is the Raiders edit the videos. So whenever the Raiders have a bad play against them or something goes wrong in the game when a player's mic'd up, they edit it out. They only show the goodness. Oh, yeah, good play, Davante. Good play, Davante. And then all of a sudden, that's the end of the mic'd up video. Man, we lost that game 95-3. If these players were truly mic'd up and the Raiders.com wanted to show the realness of our players, you would see the players going, oh, what the hell is that? That's a first down, fucking referee. I want to see that stuff. But did you know you cannot talk bad about the NFL? You cannot question the referees or the NFL when you're on a team, or else you get fined. Again, these go back to the hidden fines that we were talking about from the NFL every week. A lot of you guys don't even know this, but in press conferences, Whenever they ask after a game, well, what did you think about that referee call or that play, or it wasn't being a first down, or what's going on in the NFL with racism or equality or whatever, they ask the coaches these type of questions after a game, during the week, and they're like, oh, I can't speak on that, or, I'll leave it up to the refs. Why? Because they know if they give their true emotions and how they truly fucking feel, the NFL will find them. The NFL is becoming the new Russia, the new China, and the new United States, which are censoring speech and fining them. Bank accounts in America, if they don't like that you're a Republican and you do stuff on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, YouTube, bank accounts are cutting your banks off. They're telling you, hey, you got to take your money elsewhere. They did it to Kanye, and they just recently did it to a mayor candidate. I forgot where he's like a priest. It's like a priest's son. He's trying to be like a mayor candidate in some state or town or something. And his actual bank, because he's a Republican, the bank gave him a letter of notice that he has 30 days to take his money out of there, that they don't want a mayor candidate like him in their bank. They did it to Yee. They did it to Alex Jones. They did it to him. What the hell is going on? Everybody is now afraid to say their true feelings, whether it be on YouTube or in real life or politically, because we're getting deplatformed, we're getting banned. This is scary AF. And it also brings me back to the football like we're talking about, because the NFL puts that fear in coaches and players and in the videos where they edit everything out and you cannot see the true reactions or they get fined. Are we really free? No. But at least in the case of the NFL, you understand that in order to make millions of dollars, you're going to be censored. That's a conscious choice. But like in the terms of like living in America, that shouldn't be an option to make money. Oh, in order to make money in America, in order to have a job, I have to get vaccinated. Oh, in order to have a job, I can't speak my true emotions politically because my bank will cut me off. I'll be sued by other people just for talking, giving my opinions. But in the case of the NFL, players should know that up front, and they can make their decisions whether to make money that way. But in America, no, we got to fight for these rights because we're losing them. We're losing them. But here's the funny thing. I'm on YouTube, and I'm going to try not to get censored because I need to make, $100 or $200 a month extra. So I'm going to do whatever the hell YouTube tells me. Super chat. Oh, my goodness. Clearly, I'm a Republican, or I thought I was a Democrat growing up, but I've realized in my old age I'm a Republican. Carlos, I'm 28, and I can confirm this new generation is soft. Yep. Soft, I tell you. Soft as my penis coming out of the shower. All right. We talked about Raiders.com news. We talked about my Twitter. And let's go to Bleacher Report. Let me get that on screen. Let's see the latest news from Bleacher Report. Minutes after the Raiders lost, great piece from Jim Trotter in the NFL. I must admit, I agree with him. Levi Edwards. Minutes after the Raiders lost to the Chiefs to fall to 1-4, I said I expect them to win their next 6 games. My editor wanted to know why, so I wrote about it. Well, they got a good schedule. A favorable schedule, the Raiders do. Darren Waller out. Raiders versus Texans, area of concern. Our offensive line and our defense as a whole. Silver and Black Pride Pick'em contest. I'm not going to check that. The Raiders are dialed in. doing up the Illuminati. I'm just kidding. The O, the Illuminati sign. Raider Nation is everywhere. We kicked off our inaugural Raider Nation Fest last weekend in Mexico City. Did you guys know that the NFL is going to possibly create an international division? This is not fact, but the NFL is possibly in the next, before 2026 or 2028, going to make a international division. Because we've known, like Raiders have played in Mexico, London. I think there's a Germany game this year that sold out in like minutes or whatever. But the NFL is actually going to add, or I think they're going to vote on it, but I'm pretty sure they will. They're going to add an international division somehow. And it'll probably be teams in Mexico. They probably need 4 teams, okay, to create this division. 4 teams. They're going to need 4 teams to create a division. So that'll bring the NFL to 36 teams. 3 6s. Uh-oh, 666. Mark it a beast. But that'll bring 36 teams, I believe. And it'll probably be Mexico. Should probably have an international team. London, of course, will have a team. Germany. And where would the other one? Probably Ukraine with everything that's going on. But Japan. Are we good in Japan? I know we're good in, I believe, South Korea. Will China make a team and try to get into it? So America can make its reach to China and get more money? I don't know. But apparently there's going to be an international division. Fuck that. Even team division. No new overseas expansions. Look it up. Here, let me look it up. International, just to show you guys. Let me see if I can do that. International NFL division coming soon. Let me see. I know there was something that I read on there about this. Could have swore I read something about this just recently. Oh, yeah, I guess this is it. Let me see if I can get it on stream. NFL floats wild idea of possibly putting 4 teams, all in Europe, as part of a major international expansion. There it is. For most of the past decade, there's been rampant speculation that the NFL might eventually put a team, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to read it all, but there's no question that London could support not just one franchise, I think 2. I really believe that Goodell said the NFL UK, from a fan perspective, is a very commercial standpoint. I know I'm not reading everything correctly. Long story short. There should be one in Mexico. I don't care what you do. You know what? Respect those fans. Even though most Mexicans or Spanish people, forgive me if I sound wrong. I'm not going to say racist because I'm not. But if I'm not saying their heritage right, forgive me. But a lot of Mexicans that I know of love the Cowboys and the Raiders. So if they put a Mexican team, call them the like. Oh, what would be a good Mexican team name? You guys let me know in the comments below what would be a good Mexican team name. I'm sure a lot of you are Spanish or Latin descent or Mexican or whatever. Let me know what would be a good team name. I believe you, Mikey. I just don't want it. That's all. Now, I wasn't saying I was wrong. I was trying to prove it to myself. Again, sometimes we remember things and they're not really factual. But the NFL, the YouTube and everybody calls it now misinformation. No, it's an opinion. My opinion should never be considered fact. Even the fact checkers are wrong. Players out Sunday include Carson Wentz, Logan Thomas, Julio Jones, J.K. Dobbins is out. Sorry, I do play a lot of fantasy football. Darren Waller, yikes. Raiders Texans preview. They need to keep the train running. Future free agent earnings paydays. Five upcoming free agents who should get a bag after a breakout year. I guarantee you, Josh Jacobs is on that list. Saquon Barkley's on that list. I guarantee you, Josh Jacobs is on that list. Let's click on this article and let's see if Josh Jacobs is one of these players because they didn't pick up his fifth-year option. All right, Cooper Rush. Hey, that's true. Cooper Rush. That's true. He played pretty decent, man, for what he was given. Saquon. Nice comeback year for Saquon. They're giving a prediction of for Saquon. 3 years, 45. What are they giving for Cooper? Or Cooper Rush? 2 years, 20 million. Ethan Pochik, Cleveland Browns, a center. 3 years, 25. TJ Edwards, linebacker, Eagles. 5 years, 70 million. Oh, Josh Jacobs wasn't on there. 5 years, 70 million. And Cameron Sutton, cornerback, for 3 years, 30 million. I could have sworn they would have put Josh Jacobs on there. Okay, let me see these different screens, see how they work. Oh, I'm on the bottom of that one. I'm off the screen on that one. I'm on the bottom of that one. And then on this one, oh, that's kind of interesting to do the screen that way. Is it big enough? Let's see if I make it bigger. Does it go bigger? Yeah, it does. Do you guys like it that way? Or do you like it the full way? I'm going to do it like this just for a little bit because the background looks kind of cool. If you guys can't see all the articles, let me know. I'm going to go to Twitter in a couple minutes and check out some tweets. Oh, what happened to the Dodgers? That was ridiculous. I went to sleep. It was like game 4 or whatever, and the Dodgers had a 3-0 lead, like into the 8th inning. And I was like, oh, Dodgers are going to win. They're going to, tie the game up at 2-2. I wake up the next day, I'm like, oh, the Padres are in the championship series. 5 NFL teams most desperate for a trade? Wait, what are they talking about here? Are they saying Raiders are desperate to trade Derek Carr? Or in need of a trade right now? The Las Vegas Raiders 1-4. The Las Vegas were one of the most intriguing dark horses. The Raiders, I don't want to read it all. Devontae Adams, the marquee wideout. Okay, it would probably be less frustrating if you don't have that great of a team. But we've got a really good team. That's true. Fortunately, Las Vegas has some time to work the phones, unearth a missing piece or two before the deadline. The team has some assets to potentially deal, including defensive end Cleveland Farrell and Jonathan Abram that we spoke about. They were on the trade block. While it tries to find a playmaker on defense. Who could give it the edge it needs to get back on track? All right, I don't care about the other teams that need a trade. I just wanted to read what they wrote about the Raiders. Pirate Never 1975 is online. What's up, brother? What's up, my dude? What's up, my dude? We're going over latest news and stuff live while I react. Okay, I already read the injury report. Mac Hollins are questionable. I already read that. Oh, there's the official injury report. In case people want to catch up to date, I already caught it. Raiders focus on self scouting during bye week. All right, we've read all the news from there, from Bleacher Report. Um, let's get into. Let's talk about Darren Waller, guys. I have some issues right here. Let's talk about Darren Waller. Let me change the branding because we're not into latest news. Let me take a quick 30-second break and then come back, and then we're going to talk Darren Waller. I'm gonna splash some water on my head real quick. And all right, I believe we're back. I just wanted to let everybody know that let me create a banner about this. We're going to talk about Darren Waller for a minute. Sorry, I'm making this on the fly. Ah. All right. Let me see now. How do I go back to Darren Waller? Let's go back to Twitter. Get your comments back on screen. All right, we'll leave it on screen with this. All right, I asked in a Twitter poll, would you trade Darren Waller since he's not available lately, but his value is high to many other teams before the trade deadline? 39%, which is really, really shocking to me, said yes, they would trade Darren Waller. 27.5% said no. I also added options where I'm like, we get money back if we trade Darren Waller, and we get picks back, like first rounders or whatever, or second rounders. So 20% said yes, they would trade him to get money and picks back. Yes. Then 13% said, nah, he a Raider for life. Nope, I wouldn't trade him. But the basic question of yes or no, if we should trade Darren Waller, was an overwhelming 39%. Then with the other options where we get money and we get draft picks back, that beat out he's a Raider for life. So overwhelmingly from the 69 votes on Twitter, if I can make that larger, from the overwhelming 69 votes, the majority of Raider Nation from this poll says they want Darren Waller traded. He's getting what, $16 million a year, I believe it is, with the new contract he got that he held out for during the season, or was it a hamstring? There was much speculation about that going into the season. Was it a hamstring? Was it his new girlfriend on the Aces? He skipped out on practices with a hamstring injury. He didn't play in the preseason. Is he holding out for a new contract? He got a new agent. He fired his old agents. He got a new agent. There was a lot of that weird speculation before the beginning of the season. Then he got his contract. Then all of a sudden he's at practice with no injury designation. So were they lying to us that it was a hamstring injury? I think they get fined if they lie about real injuries. But, okay, so we know that happened in the preseason. Then he got his contract. Oh, it's $17 million. Somebody said it was 17 million. Just read that. Okay, now he plays the season. Okay. Then the first couple weeks, he dropped a few balls. The chemistry with Derek Carr was not on point. We noticed that. Maybe he didn't know all the plays because he ran an end zone route where he was in the same spot as Devontae Adams. There was something going on there where he didn't get enough practice. He wasn't on the field learning the plays, studying the plays, doing the jugs machine, not the correct chemistry with Derek Carr, not the correct chemistry with Josh McDaniels, and everything. That happened in the first 2 or 3 games. Then, if you guys can remember, you can go back and watch it on Raiders.com. I believe it's after the second week. I think I made a video on it a couple weeks ago. But Derek Carr kind of called out players at a post-game press conference. And he didn't speak any names. He just said they're not on the same page. They're not doing what they need to do. And, basically like they're not practicing correctly. And those were after the games that Darren Waller dropped big passes and stuff like that. And there seemed to be a chemistry issue. And then he went to the Las Vegas games or whatever the night before the Raiders played to support his girlfriend. He's going out with her at a bunch of events lately. I think they just went to the Padres baseball game to throw out the first pitch or something. And I think he threw it out or his girlfriend threw it out. And I mean, most Raider Nations are Dodger fans. So imagine what it's like to see Darren Waller not at practice because of an injured hamstring, then throwing out the first pitch with his girlfriend or whatever at a fucking San Diego Padres game versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. I know it's 2 different sports, Darren Waller, but the optics, motherfucker, the optics. Your girlfriend can do it because she's a basketball player, but you're a Raider. 80% of Raider Nation are Dodger fans. Los Dodgers. Your quarterback, Derek Carr, is a Dodger fan. And you're going out wearing a San Diego Padres jersey. Maybe you were born in San Diego. I got to look that up. I don't know. But you're wearing a San Diego Padres jersey versus the Dodgers, who your number 1 quarterback is a fan of. You're supporting the Padres. Darren Waller, listen to me. Raider Nation loved you. Your story is classic. The alcoholic abuse that you recovered from, your artwork, you're making music. But the last couple years, you got a little bit of a big head. You started hanging out with celebrities on Super Bowl, press events, this and that. You got an agent that would send you out entertainment-wise. You're trying to get bigger and better and more popular. Okay? That's okay. You're trying to build your brand. I get it. Raider Nation was loving it because you were the only option for Derek Carr. You were the best player on the field. You were building a chemistry, and we were technically winning. But you was one of the greatest players on the Raiders. Okay? Then Gruden came in, elevated your gameplay even more in his 2 tight end set or scheme. Then you started to realize you need a new contract. You deserve a better contract. Then Mark Davis bought the Aces. Then you started hobnobbing with Mark Davis, going to Aces games, and you met your girlfriend. Blah, 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 blah. Then we got a new coach. Then you have a hamstring injury, and you're going to Padre games, and you got a new contract. Now that you got your bag, maybe you think you don't have to work hard anymore. You got your bag. Something's going on. And optically, because we're losing, you're out of games. You're going to Padre games representing teams that probably Raider Nation doesn't like. The optics of what you're doing are making Raider Nation dislike you. You're one step away becoming the most hated Raider. Remember how it spiraled for Alex Leatherwood? We're at that point with you, Darren Waller. We're at that point. I know you're seeing the hatred online. They're even saying it in my chat room. He's got his mind on his new girlfriend. F Darren Waller. Whatever. Trade the bum. Blah, 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 blah. Plus, my poll is that something is askew, Darren Waller. Something is askew. Even with Derek Carr. I believe Derek Carr was calling you out in that press conference. And hopefully to Derek Carr, that was an eye-opener for you to start practicing better, paying more attention, and going back to that strength and trying to become a superstar on the field as opposed to off of the field. I think that's what Derek Carr was trying to tell you through the media. And it hasn't happened. Are you and Derek Carr speaking on good terms, like best friends, where you call each other every couple days? I don't think so. Not like you were a couple years ago. Why is that, Waller? It's because Derek Carr is maybe too religious? Is it because Derek Carr is maybe too humble? And you want to have a nightlife? You want to go become a star? You want to hang out with Kanye West and all these other people? What is it, Darren Waller? What is it? In your own mind, Darren Waller, do you think you've made it? I know you've beaten addiction and a lot of battles in your life, and I applaud you. I am so fucking proud of you. And now you just got a new contract. You got your bag. You deserved it. But do you think you've reached the pinnacle? Because if you have reached the pinnacle, you can't go further high. You can't excel your game, or you can't become even better. I know you're trying to be a businessman now, trying to become more famous so you can make money outside of football. But football has to be the focus first. Football and family. During the off season, you can do your interviews and your business and all that other shit during the off season. But you got to focus in now. Because the way this all looks is really bad. I'm just going to throw this out there. You guys think he's drinking again? I lived with an alcoholic my entire life. I am hurt. I am scarred from living with an alcoholic my entire life. All the relapses, they do better. You think everything's good, and then they relapse and they go back and, they cry. You give them help. You give them money. You take them back. Then, they do good for a couple years, and then they fuck up again. Is that what Darren Waller is doing? I mean, let's be honest. Him going out to nightclubs to get publicity and all that, it's only going to trigger his alcoholism. It's only going to trigger it. I'm not saying that's what he's doing. This is just an opinion or a theory, but I noticed in some of the press conferences after the game or during the week, his eyes look really bloodshot. Okay, I'm not an official expert, but I understand what it looks like when somebody is tired, I know how that looks. I understand there's a different look in their eyes when they are drunk or on a drug or a gloss of their eyeballs pertaining to medicine or something. I'm kind of like an expert of understanding the differences. I can literally talk to a person, and by the way they talk or by the what I see in their eyes, I can find out what drug they're possibly on, the ones that I know, or if they're on alcohol, or if they're just tired, or they got soap in their eyes. With the basics, I'm a good judge. And in those interviews, Darren Waller, in my opinion, looked like he was in after after a binge of alcohol mode where you're tired and you're burned out and your eyes become that way. Again, they can say I was just tired or whatever. But again, something might be happening in his real home life where maybe he's drinking and people don't know about it, drinking a little bit here and there, drugging a little bit here and there. I don't know. Again, the truth can only be told in the future. But by what's going on, whether it be on the field or injury sake, that could be happening. That he shows up to practice after binging at his house or his apartment or wherever for 2 days, not going out, and he's tired, but he has to go to practice. He didn't study the playbook. He's not really drunk, but like he was maybe a night or two before, or he's fiending for alcohol or a drug. Or maybe they give him pain drugs to get onto the field to practice or during the game. And that's the pain drugs in his eyes. I do not know. But something is wrong with the chemistry and the makeup of Darren Waller. Now they're saying it's just a hamstring, Mikey. It's just a hamstring. Okay. But my brother is an alcoholic. He had leg problems all the time. All the time. He was a security guard when he was drinking. He's still drinking. But he was a security guard. He had to be on his feet, walk around a lot. He had hamstring and leg issues constantly because he wasn't getting enough water. He wasn't hydrated. He wasn't properly exercising. And there was alcohol constantly, for the most part, in his system. So his muscles and legs would have clots. They would aggravate and all that other stuff because of the hydration, the this, the physicality, and the alcohol that takes away from your system. I'm just throwing out clues, guys. Throwing out clues. I don't want it to be true. But with Derek Carr calling him out, with him looking like he's not really focusing on the practice field, going out and about, hamstring issues coming up. He pulled himself out of that game, or the coaches did it instantly. They did it instantly. Oh, my hamstring, it feels a little tight. Get out of the game. Get out of the game. Like after 5 plays, did he lie to the coaches because he wasn't feeling it? He just didn't want to play? Is there something going on at practice where he's like, fuck it? It's the biggest game of the Raiders' life versus Kansas City. But I'm kind of mad at them. I'm kind of mad at Derek Carr or whatever's going on. I got a little bit of a lingering leg issue. Hey, coach, I don't want my hamstring to get worse. Get out of the game. Get the fuck out of the game. Like maybe they haven't been trusting him recently. You know, whether the hamstring issue is as bad as they're making it out to be or not. I don't know, guys. I don't know. There have been players that when the medical staff looks at their injuries, they're like, yeah, well, we don't think it's that bad. But then the player's like, no, it's really, really bad. I don't know. But the funny part is they took him out of that game so quick. It didn't even look like I mean, if you're able to put on a hoodie and walk around the sidelines and all that other stuff instead of sitting down, how bad of a hamstring is it? I don't know. I'm just saying. And now he's out for this game. The 1 week Foster Moreau came back officially, he's out. I don't know, guys. These are all just theories, thoughts in my head, and the optics of what Darren Waller and Raider Nation are becoming. He's becoming hated. He's becoming hated. I don't think he ever healed from that hamstring injury during training camp. Fully healed. Raiders' wallet rushed back and boom. That might be true. I mean, he was holding out for a contract, but to your case, MJR, you're saying you don't think he ever healed, so you're assuming it was a hamstring injury in training camp. So you're assuming it is a legit hamstring injury in training camp. Okay, you don't think it healed. But why would the Raiders, knowing they still had him under contract for a year or two, why would they automatically give him a new contract if that hamstring injury was legit? I mean, let's just think about it from a business perspective. If you got him for at least another year or 2 years, I don't know the exact details. It might only be one more year, but you got him under contract for $7 million, whatever it was, and he has a legit hamstring injury that is going to keep him out 2 or 3 games, and it's going to take 4, 5, 6 weeks to heal, or whatever. Why give him a contract? You got him for another year or two for $7 million. You can renegotiate a contract once he comes back from the hamstring injury toward the end of the season. And you can get him to play cheaply for 1 more year. And you're worried about the hamstring. But I bet you the Raiders were like, we don't really believe it's that bad of a hamstring injury. That's what he's telling us, or his medical staff or whatever. I guarantee you he had his own medical staff. And the Raider staff is like, we think it's a hamstring. That's what he tells us. But I guarantee you the Raiders were like, we don't really know if it's that bad of a hamstring injury. We think it's a contract issue. Let's just get him his fucking contract. Let's just get him his contract and watch. He'll come back onto the field. And everything will be okay. So they gave him a contract. Immediately he was back on the field. Then he struggled for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Now all of a sudden the hamstring is an issue again. Again, we'll never know. The truth is, it may be a hamstring, and I need to shut the F up. But if my words bother you guys, forgive me. It's just talking shit. But it may be a hamstring, and that's all it is. Or, like I like to look at life, I'm a truther. I like to find the shit behind the scenes that people don't even know about or don't even see. It may be a relapse, as Pirate 1975 said. Juan said, no, Mikey, he's just pussy whipped. Why do you guys always want to blame everything on a girl? She's a professional athlete. If she was a real good, I don't know who she is. I got to look into her. Maybe she's a bad person or whatever, controversial. I don't know. But, if she's a professional athlete, you would think she would tell him, baby, just go to bed early, drink your vitamins, drink your juices, get up early, have a good day of practice. I'm all there for you. I'll go to every game and watch you and support as much as I can. Everybody's calling him Pushy Whip. Tupac thinks she is officially hurt. Thank you for telling me. I pulled a hamstring and kept pulling it again. 1 month later, you need lots of recovery. Thank you, Julian. Again, these are just my theories, my opinions. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I'm probably wrong, but this is what happens in my life. 90% of the time, I see things differently because I've been lied to so much in my life that I look beyond what is in front of me. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. 90% of the time, I'm correct. Maybe not with football or this or that, but within my personal life and people lying to me or things like that, I figure that shit out. I find the little clues within the clues. So, good point, Mikey. He's not injured. He just checked out, bro. He hates Carr. And now that Adams is there, he's butthurt and jealous. He ain't getting the ball. Huh. Interesting point. Interesting point. Well, if he needs to get the ball, trust me, if he would just be a part of the team more, get his practice in, get his thoughts right, learn the scheme, hit the jugs machine and get his mind right, dude, he'll get the ball. He'll get targeted 10 times a game still. He'll catch the ball 5 or 6 times. He'll have a touchdown a game with Davante Adams. He'll be one of the best tight ends in the league with Davante Adams. Trust me. He might not get it as much as he did with Gruden and Derek Carr, but still, he can still be a top 3 tight end in the entire league. At least top 4. Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, George Kittle, and Darren Waller. Any one of them are top 3. All right, everybody keeps telling me about how the hamstring is really, really bad. That's fine. Not that I hope it's a hamstring. Not that I hope it's relapse. Not that I hope it's his girlfriend that he's pussy whipped. I just want him to get back on the field. I want him to get his mind right. And I want Raider Nation I want him to stop hating on him because the optics of everything are getting real bad. Getting real, real bad for Darren Waller. And he's becoming real hated. And then he'll be like, well, it was a hamstring. Why does everybody hate me? It's a lot of other things, Darren Waller. We're seeing a lot of other things. All right, let's move on. Twitter. Let's see what's trending on Twitter for the Raiders. Nurses are the heart of healthcare. I love how you got that on a Raider post. You guys are going to kill me. I'm like Ethan Klein. I shouldn't say this. I'm going to get canceled. I shouldn't say this, but I am going to say it. Nurses are amazing. I love nurses. But they're also part of the problem. In that pharmaceutical healthcare system, nurses kill people as well for money because they're just doing their job. That's all I'm going to say. There are some quality nurses that do their best and really take care of people. But then there's the system that binds the nurses into their system where they have to do as they're told to make that $100,000 a year. And then when they do as they're told to give certain drugs or certain treatments or this or that. And their treatments or the drugs are actually bad for people in the long run. Slowly but surely. The whole system is so bad. Nurses, until they stand up, because a lot of the nurses know the truth. During COVID, they knew the truth. I mean, all these nurses had times to do dances on TikTok while there was a pandemic going on. And they were dancing on TikTok. They were holding supposedly dead bodies. Was it really a pandemic or a scandemic? Just saying. Let's move on. YouTube's going to watch this video. Yeah. These are not facts. These are not facts. Okay. What's going on with the Raiders? Here's some thought about the Texans Raiders game. This is ridiculous. He's the best overall running back between him and Samuel. Oh, they're talking about Christian McCaffrey being traded. That's crazy. Step one complete Raiders. Patriots blowout Bear. Belichick, Ted Hallis. Okay. There's nothing. I thought Twitter was supposed to have some relevant. Oh, we got the hater. The guy that gives the really bad stats on the Raiders, just about. I have more for you. The last 2 times the Raiders won the Super Bowl, it came following Philly's trips to the World Series. 1980, 1983. So if the Phillies go to the World Series, maybe they did. I haven't followed baseball lately since the Dodgers were out. Maybe we'll go to the World Series the next year or this year if they go to the Super Bowl. This guy wrote hashtag quesadilla. Quesadilla. Tell of the tape, Raiders offense. Does anyone believe that? Our defensive back groups. According to Next Gen Stats, Rock Ya-Sin has been a top 5 lockdown. Really? Cornerback this season. All right. James Bradbury, Darius Slay, Patrick Surtain, Tyson Campbell, Rock Ya-Sin. You know what? Come to think about it, I don't want to admit PFF or whoever these people are right. But I don't remember when I watched the games and some big pass plays against the Raiders happening. I don't always remember seeing Rock Ya-Sin right there. You know, like as the coverage guy. Congratulations, Rock Ya-Sin. What? Can't show that. His rap career is finally taking off. Is that me? Oh, you're talking about Darren Waller? Yeah, probably Darren Waller. I think he has a rap career. He wants to be like Antonio Brown with his alphabet letter people, effeminate dance. I'm a little gay boy. 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 That whole agenda from the world to effeminate black people. Mm-hmm. We can talk about that another time. You're being racist. Everybody should be able to wear a dress. Why do you guys want to effeminate an entire culture? Those are the real racists. Yo, guys, follow me, Evil Genius. Ooh, what's up, girl? I know you've been waiting for me. Ooh, what's up, baby? Ooh, that little cream pie between your pants looking real nice. What's up, shorty? How you doing, shorty? Yeah, let me get a piece of that satin, silky cream pie, lemon meringue, drizzle all up in my nizzle. Let me feel that vibrant tang from the juices that flow down your little cream pie. What's up, baby? How you doing? I live in New York. I call out women from the corners. I'm a shot caller, a big baller. What's up, girl? Oh, you're racist, Mike. I didn't said nothing about race. That's how that picture looks. But that's how I look when I see a taco. That's how I look when I see a ham sandwich. That's how I look when I finally see boobies and a naked woman in front of me. I'm going to get me some. I'm going to get me some. Thank you for the donation, Ronnie. Is that Ronnie G? That looks like Vettel. That looks like my girl Vettel. Let's see if it is you. I should text you and be like, are you Ronnie G? Oh, I don't have her number. Vettel, if that's you, thank you for the donation. And we'll be talking. I was going to talk to you tomorrow on Saturday, tell you what happened with my jobs and everything. We'll talk soon. The one and only. Oh, so you're saying you are the one. You are Vettel. Hi, Vettel. How you doing, beautiful? Yeah, I got home. I was feeling inspired, took a little bit of coffee shot. Then I was able to get a video online because I got paid through YouTube the other day, and it inspired me to do a video after work today. Long story short, guys, I had a job on a TV show. I did one day of work earlier this morning. So thank you for that. All right, let's just see if there's any more big headlines. Oh, I gotta watch Chargers. Yeah, I don't want to do it. All right. I was there too. Azteca wasn't the Raiders' home field, but it was a fun game. No, we Detroit fans here. I'm Lions and Raiders fan. You know how we feel, but whatever. The Raiders lose their second of the season. Why isn't this from my Raider fans or whatever? You know, like I don't know how to use Twitter to see like from people that subscribe to my channel. You know, I could see their post. All right, whatever. Let's move on. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do the game prediction in about how long have I been online? Almost 2 hours. About 10 minutes. We're gonna go over that in about 10 minutes. I just wanted to look at some. Oh, let me take off the banner that said "What's up with Darren Waller." All right, I want to let everybody know. I want to take your fan calls. So for the next 10 or 15 minutes, if you want to call the phone number that is on screen, I will listen to your voice calls on this show. Hopefully you can hear them, but give a call. Leave a little rant or something you want to say about the Raiders in the next 10 or 15 minutes, and I'll play it in about 10, 15 minutes. Let's look at the fan post. The reason I can't tell everybody the TV show, I had to sign an NDA for Warner Brothers. But I don't know. It's the first time I ever had to do that for a TV show. So whatever. Playoffs, bad team construction, play of inches from 4 days ago. All right, let's look at that. Whoever wrote this, the Raiders, if they are in a playoff. So everyone is saying the sky is falling. Well, maybe not everyone. You're reading this, don't feel that way. Do you? Maybe you do. Anyway, last year's playoff team was a facade with multiple players on defense only on one-year contracts to begin. And they weren't all great defensive players either. Let's start here and go through the list, shall we? Okay, I'll go through the starters first and then backups who get the most reps. Jonathan Abrams on a rookie deal. Wait. Jonathan Abram was on a rookie deal. Well, he's still on a rookie deal, but Trayvon Moehrig, first-year rookie last year? No. This is from 2022, right? And it's from a guy named Denver. Oh, Denver. I was about to say, if you're a Bronco, I'm going to crush you. Denver Raider. Nate Yobbs, first rookie and balled the F out. Brandon Faison last year, one-year contract, and he was picked up off the street. Casey Hayward, one-year contract, because our defense played good at the end of the year. KJ Wright, one-year deal and had nothing left. He didn't fit the screen. Denzel Perryman, acquired in a trade for a six-rounder. I think 3 years left on the deal, but he balls out when healthy. Corey Littleton, who? Bad. Max Crosby. He's still on his rookie deal. No, he's not. He got a new deal. But last year, he's talking about previous. I don't know. Yannick Ngakoue started to ball out. Traded to Indy for Rakia. Quentin Jefferson, blah, blah, blah. Jonathan Hankins, 1 year last year. Got another 1 year this year. Okay, that's your starters from last year. Let's go to the primary backups that played a good deal of the time, as well as those who got hurt but were supposed to contribute this year. Damian Arnett, correct. We all know what happened. Keyshawn Nixon, 1 year deal. Meh. Amik Robinson, second-year rookie. He's short, according to the reports. He's terrible. I don't know. According to this guy. Desmond Trufant, Malcolm Kuntz. Just because I don't understand it, and it's a lot of writing, I'm just going to move forward. But I love Denver Raider for speaking his mind on about all this other stuff. The cap for 2021, total Raiders cap, we have 296,000 in cap space. We should look that up right now. Did people respond to him? Let me see. Are there comments? How do you see the comments? Be respectful in your interactions. Where are the comments? Oh, here we are. Right. We can't rebuild the defense because it wasn't built in the first place. We need to build the defense. That's true. Correct. This is why it's not a rebuild. With Gush back, with Mayock here for sure, I'm pretty sure we all get those defensive tackles back. All right. You could tell I don't have much of an appetite to read all these words right now. I have bad eyes. I have bad eyes. That's what every quarterback says when they throw interceptions. I have bad eyes. I'm seeing ghost. All right, whatever. That's from Silver and Black Nation. Let's see if we got any voice calls. No, we only have one still. Let's go to the Silver Black Nation home. Read their latest news or whatever. Darren Waller will not play. Area of concern. Silver and Black Pride Week 7 Pick'em competition. All right, let's click on that and let's see what that is. Let me put your guys' comments back on screen. Forgive me. Vero, stop it. You support too much. Too much, girl. I know you're rich. I'm just kidding. She gave me a super sticker. I don't know what that is, but she gave it to me. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Season prediction. We did that last time. I believe I made us out to be 10-6. I did that like 2 weeks ago. I figured out we have to play perfect and we could be 10-6. But let's be honest. I mean, it's kind of looking at like 9-7. But we have to be 10-6 to make playoffs. All right, I'm gonna do the game prediction in a few minutes. I promise you guys. I don't know what this is. Silver and Black Pride competition. Oh, it's where they pick games against each other. All right, yeah, I don't care. I play enough of that on FanDuel or whatever. Are you guys interested in seeing my fantasy football squads and how I'm doing? I'll show you guys that. I have a Raider league. I have a Raider Central Football Talk league. 2 of them, actually, if you guys want to see. Oh, there we go. Raiders Texans preview. Let's just do it. Let's do a Raiders Texans preview. Okay. My head, like, I don't know what happens to my health sometimes. I just get a foggy head. Like my blood starts rushing. Scary. Let's do a Raiders versus Texans preview. All right. I want you guys to comment below as well. Give me your predictions. Let's read this real quick. Represent him. Mikey, I've been telling these Raider YouTubers to open their eyes. Coach McDaniels in game situation coaching is horrendous. More of a problem than offense or defense is the coaching by Josh. Thank you for your opinion, dude. Bring back Midnight Raider. That was my sheet. I have the graphic for Midnight Raider on this program, but every time I change graphics on my screen, it messes up. I'll try it at the end of the show. Maybe I can do it. Thank you, DeGaffa. Maybe I'll do it for at the end of the show. I'll try because we're getting down to the nitty gritty. All right, let's start the Raiders versus Texans game preview. All right, First off, we need to fucking win. That's it. We need to win. Our defense has sucked. We're playing a horrendous Texans team that can be had. They play their heart out week in and week out. Who's their quarterback? Davis Mills. Who's their, wide receiver? Brandon Cooks. They're another team one year, another team the next year, comes back to Houston, then goes to another team. Brandon Cooks is back again. What did they do? Who's their running back? The Pierce in the heart. Damian Pierce. We're good with running backs. We're good at stopping most running backs to under 100 yards. Will we have the same success versus Damian Pierce? We should. We've been prepping for this game for basically 2 weeks. If this is not the best game defensively and offensively of our team's life, even without Darren Waller, up to this point, then we're regressing. This, as Tony L just said, is not the time for Josh McDaniels to try out a few things. Let's do a razzle-dazzle play every week. Let's hand the ball to Devontae. Let's throw it to Hunter Renfrow. Let's have Hunter Renfrow hand the ball off to Mac Hollins. Let's have Mac Hollins become the blocker of the cornerback, and then let's throw the ball to Derek Carr, who in turn is going to put it under his balls and throw it to Darren Waller, who's not even in the game, but then he's going to razzle-dazzle and let Derek Carr become the blocker. Derek Carr's going to tap himself out of the game. Then Darren Waller's going to come in holding the ball. Then Darren Waller's going to run the ball 10 yards. Then he's going to reverse pass it to Josh Jacobs, who in turn is going to become a quarterback and then throw the ball to a returning Derek Carr because Darren Waller just took himself out of the game and Derek Carr went into the end zone and Josh Jacobs throws the touchdown to Derek Carr. That's the annexation of Puerto Rico. So as long as Josh McDaniels does not do that Little Giants annexation of Puerto Rico play, we should have our best offensive and defensive game this entire season. This is not a time to do a lot of trick plays like you did versus Kansas City on 4th and 1 to start the game. You did a trick play where Davante Adams got wide open for a touchdown. I applaud you. You went for it on 4th and got it to Davante Adams. But now after 5 games, you should have a playbook of at least 20 plays that should constantly work against whatever defensive situation you guys are encountering from Houston. Run the plays that work versus the defenses that they have worked against. Run those plays. Only 20, 25, 30 plays, whatever it might be. Run those plays that we know. Get better at those plays. Then you can try weird shit at practice. Okay? But learn 30 fucking plays that work and put them in this game. No, I'm in and out, backwards and forwards, ups and downs, left ways and sideways and upways. I'm not Willy Wonka. This should be the best offensive game the Raiders have. On all sides of the ball. Control the time of possession. Run the ball, get good yardage. Make first downs where it's not 3rd and 20, 3rd and 15. Hopefully we don't have a lot of penalties, whether it be offensive line or in the defensive backfield. This is the game after the bye week that Josh McDaniels needs to prove himself on what he learned. And as he said, we finally learned how to win. We're supposed to win this game. We should win this game. We have to win this game. And we have to do it looking like a poised football team that is not learning on the go. That shit was 5 weeks ago. That learning on the go excuse, Josh McDaniels, Derek Carr, no more. Thank you, Tony L. Appreciate the shout out. Josh is not a head coach. Football is a game of statistics. The best way to win is to minimize your probability to lose. You're one of those stats people, man. I just played a game. I don't care what the stats say. If it's 3rd and 1, like it was versus Kansas City a week or two ago, and Josh Jacobs has 200 yards to start that game, guess what I do on 3rd and 1? I run the fucking ball. If he didn't get it, it's now 4th and 1. Even though they know it's coming, guess what I do on 4th and 1? With 45 seconds left on the 50-yard line, trying to get in field goal range to win the game. I run the fucking ball. I get a first down on 4th and 1. The only reason he did those trick plays on 4th and 1 and 3rd and 1 with Devontae Adams was because it worked in the first quarter. And his ego went, well, this shit is going to work. It's going to work all day. Like Richard Sherman said on every game, even on Thursday Night Football, you run the fucking ball. Josh McDaniels, take away. I love what Tony L said. Thank you for the support. But I don't care about statistics, running, passing, going for 2. Tie the fucking game. Basic fucking football. You now have 30 plays that are good. Now make basic, correct football calls. Don't go for 2 when it's not necessary. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Tie the fucking game, blah, blah, blah. If it's 3rd and 1 and Josh Jacobs has 200 yards rushing, run the ball. Simple. Simple. It's like Simple Jack. You never go full retard. Why'd you go full retard? I know, but I ain't got to tell you. You never go full retard. Simple Jack. Thank you, Tony L. Thank you, Veto, Ronnie G. Defensively, basic football. Basic coverages, not too much crazy play calling. We got so many injured players. We can handle this team. We had success with blitzing Chandler Jones versus Patrick Mahomes. Do it again with Chandler Jones. Also, we've had a little bit of success with blitzing Jonathan Abram. Do it again. If you had success for it working against a quality superstar quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, what do you think is going to happen versus a semi-mediocre quarterback as in Davis Mills? Long story short, this is going to be a good game all around. We should take the lead early, and we should hold on to the lead, and we should win this game. I do simple game predictions. Tony, as we're going to talk about in a minute, might have some crazy stats, and other people might do crazy statistics. I'm a simple Jack. I just look at football the way I look at football. They should run the ball. They should pass the ball. You know, like I'm a simpleton. What did Juan say? Mikey, I swear, man, if we lose this game, bro, and someone is getting freaking canned, I hope Mark David fires some asses. I don't want that drama. And I don't want nobody to get fired. I don't want no more drama, even if we lose. I don't want it. I want to avoid it. Like Mary Blige sings brilliantly every time I see her on stage. No more drama in my life. No one's going to mess with me. No more pain. No more pain. No more pain. No drama. I don't want no more drama. I don't care if I care if we lose. But if we lose, I don't want none of that firing talk, trade talk or whatever. Just not blow it all up. It is what it is. I want to have a long-term coach. I want consistency, as this story says, whether it be defensively, offensively, or head coach. Just trust in people. That's it. You just got to trust. Probability of getting 1 yard line run with Josh Jacobs is higher than Derek Carr making a pass and the line doing their job. Josh picks the hardest way to win every single game. Classy point. I love what you said there, Tony. He picks the hardest ways to win. He wants to win last minute, national television on prime time with a trick play with his superstar, Davante Adams, and Derek Carr throwing a touchdown. Isn't that what got Russell Wilson into trouble? Not running the ball with Marshawn Lynch, not doing the simple, correct fucking things. You know that Disney and Russell Wilson in that Super Bowl wanted to be the superstar. That's why when he had 2 play calls, either give the ball to beast mode to win the game or to pass it, Russell Wilson is such a cringy motherfucker, and he wants to be such a superstar. He wanted to be the MVP. He wanted to win the game on national television. He's like, plus Disney don't want Marshawn Lynch to be MVP and say, I'm going to Disneyland. It might as well be me. I'm the superstar quarterback. Russell Dangerous Wilson. Mr. Unlimited. Eating the Subway sandwich. Hero. Let's ride. That was the downfall. That's when every player knew who he was. Everybody knew who he was. Now you don't even say let's ride at the end of press conference. That's how far the tree has fallen. Russell Wilson was playing bad for 3 or 4 weeks. Nobody was saying nothing. Then all of a sudden, he's got a broken shoulder. He's got a broken muscle in his shoulder. Then after he loses another game, he's also dealing with a hamstring. He's dealing with an ego. That's the bruised muscle. That's the bruised problem. Raider Suede, we can't keep firing coaches. Correct. Consistency is key. What's the deal with Waller, man? He dropping an album or what? He gets the bag already. Yo, hey, Lemongrass, go back about an hour ago into the show. I did a whole 30 minutes on Darren Waller, man. You're going to love it. Go back in the show and watch it. Thank you, Angel. Much love from Raider Nation. Mr. Unlimited. All right, so back to the protection preview. That's from James Furpo. Long story short, man, we should have our best game versus the Texans. Again, I don't need to go into stats and this and that. Everything should have been figured out by this game. And all the experts are picking us to win. We should win and whatever. Raiders win. I'm not going to call it a blowout because our defense is not the best. But the Raiders are going to score at least 34 points. That sounds like a lot. I'm going to say 34. All right? And the Texans are at least going to score 20. 21. All right, I'll give them 24. I'll give the Texans 24. Raiders win 34-24. And the Raiders are going to start a win streak. And it starts with this game. This has to be the perfect coached, the perfect played, the perfect schemed game. We had 2 weeks to get ready for this game, regardless of injuries to Darren Waller or even if Hunter Renfro's out. They should have a game plan for Davante Adams to be the star. They should have a game plan for Josh Jacobs to be the star. They should have a game plan for Hunter Renfrow to be the star. They should have a game plan for Foster Moreau to be the star. And if you got a game plan for each and one of these individual players, or in the case of somebody being injured and going out of the game, if you have a game plan with 5 or 10 or 15 plays for that person or player or that situation, you're going to win a lot of games because you are prepared. Raiders should be prepared. Raiders win 34-24, and we start a 3-game win streak at least in this game. Let me know your predictions on screen, and I'll get them all up there. I'm going to take this off screen. I am going to open up my NFL fantasy football and show you my lineups for my Raider leagues that you guys all pay to play in. I think it's $25 for a total prize pool of like $250. I think it is. No, I think the prize pool might be $200. I think I keep some money like as a commissioner or something to run the league. Sorry guys, give me a second. I gotta sign in. Want to do it off screen. Let me take off the banner that says Raider versus Texans previews. All right, I think I can get that on screen now. How do I do this? Add to stream. All right, hopefully you guys can see it. It might not be big enough. Let me put it on a bigger screen. Maybe you guys can see it a little bit better. I don't know. All right, see, these are my leagues that I run on NFL.com. I have my home league. That's a lot of money to play. I call that my league of record. Then I got the $25 league for the Raider Centrals. I got 2 of them. So let's click on my Raider Central 1 league. And let's see how everybody's doing. These are the teams in the league. I probably have to make the screen a little bit bigger somehow. We got somebody in there named Dude Where's My Car? He's 5-1. Yevgeny, I love that dude. Yevgeny Raider. Michael, his name is Michael Revolutionary Raiders. My girl Natalie, it's your girl. She's 4-2, Revolutionary. I'm 3-3. We got a 49er fan in the league trying to perpetrate. Rockin' Sin City. That's Choco. He used to be Choco Taco. Love him. Endzone Madness, 2-4. Armageddon Children. He's won the championship like in this league like 3 or 4 times. I won it once or twice. But he's almost always in the championship. He's struggling this year. Armageddon Children. We got Ivan the Great, 2-4. Let me put it on your comment. Sorry, guys. There we go. We got a prediction for Raiders versus Texans. Raiders 23. Wow, that's a close game, Juan. Raiders win 28-17, according to Street Life. How you been, Street Life? Then we got my best friend, Bruce Leroy, Raphael, 2-4. Then we got Frankie. I love you, Frankie Mascarado. I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. I love Frankie. He's always a huge supporter. 2-4. All right. Now, how do I go to where I can show my team? Do I just click on my team? Okay, yeah, click on my team. I'm struggling this week, guys. I have to have Tua in my lineup. I had to pick up Kenyon Drake because I had like Josh Dobbins or somebody out. I got Derrick Henry in this league. I'm 3-3, remember? I got Curtis Samuel. I got DK. And again, this is a Raider league. So a lot of the Raider players in the first 2 or 3 rounds always disappear in a Raider league. I have Mike Gesicki because Darren Waller's out. Got Damon Harris. Maybe he'll play again. Josh Allen's on a bye. That's why I had to put Tua in there. I had to pick up Deontay Foreman in hopes that he plays a little bit because Christian McCaffrey was traded. I got Miles Sanders, but they're on a bye. I would have played him. I got Devin Singletary. He's on a bye. I got Isaiah McKenzie, third receiver for Buffalo. He's on a bye. Darren Waller was out. And then I had Marquise Brown. I had to put him on IR. Then I should pick up the Raiders defense this week, but I still think they're going to give up points. Dallas Cowboys and Dallas kicker. I wish I had the Raider kicker, but I don't in this league. So that's my squad in this league. And you would think with Josh Allen and some of those big players, I'd be better than 3-3, but I'm scoring a lot. But the other teams that play me, I've played all of these good people. Like these 5-1s, Revolutionary, Nat, and they're pulling some games out of me. And look at that. I've scored as a team with my starters 679 and teams against me 675. That's only a 4.2 difference between my victories. Now let's see the difference between the winning team. Again, their team 750 points, and against them, teams are only scoring 531. Hence why they got a 5-1 record. But that's my Raider Central Live League number 1. And then let me go to the number 2 league, because we had a lot of players that wanted to play. Oh, here we go. More predictions. I think it's going to be a close game, Mikey. We're known for that. That's true. Kill Jadis. What's up, dude? My predictions: Raiders 27, Texans 14. I'm down with that. Macho Man Raiders prediction: Raiders 35, Texans 14. And you know what's funny? It's Kill Jadis is Macho Man Raider, and it's different than 27-14 from Kill Jadis. That's awesome, brother. Again, 34-24 Raiders win in my prediction. Now let's look at my Raider Central Week 2 league. It was a fumble. It's 5-1. You get it. It's a Raider fan with the "it was a fumble" from the Tuck rule as an avatar. I'm 4-2 in this league. I'm doing all right. Scored 778. I got a pretty decent team. Then we got Victor, Raider Nation 661. My other friend, Bruce Leroy, he's in this league as well. My friend Raphael, he's 4-2. This guy's a newbie. His name is Nathan. He's a big Davante Adams fan. I don't know this for fact, but I think he's in Davante Adams' family. He's a fan of Raider Central as well, because Davante Adams has always been a Raider. I don't know. I think he's in Davante Adams' family. But hey, who knows? He's doing decently. He's 3-3. We got Mike Maniacs, and this guy, he has another name in the other league, but he's in 2 leagues. Paid for 2 leagues. Take it to the house, 3-3. Yev, again, is in both leagues. 3-3. Dobie's Dog Pound, that's Adam. He's 2-4. Raiders for Life. Maybe that's Victor. That might be Victor. We have 2 Raiders for Life, or Raider Nation 661. Then the Armageddon Children, the guy that won the championships in the other league a lot, he's in this league as well, because I allowed them to do both leagues this year. And he's 2-4 in this league. Then we got a newbie, Wicked Good. He ain't doing so good, but he's trying. He's bad. He's putting in new lineups. He doesn't even know how to put an avatar in there. I gotta teach him. But I love these leagues, and I enjoy being a part of it. And let me see my team. I'm 4-2. I'm playing Davante Adams' family this week. You probably can't see it on screen, but it's there. I promise you. Davante Adams' family. I have to put in Matt Ryan. I got Christian McCaffrey, but I might take Christian McCaffrey out. Because how much is he going to really play versus Kansas City, knowing the offense? He might get a few plays, but Jeff Wilson is a better start if you have Jeff Wilson, at least for this week. So I might take out Christian McCaffrey, but he's such a stud, you might have to leave him in there in case he catches the ball out of the backfield 2 or 3 times and gets 60 yards and a touchdown or 30 yards and a touchdown. Then I got Naheem Hines. I'm hurting because of bye weeks. Coming off of a concussion. I put in DeAndre the other night. He scored what? 21 points for me from DeAndre Hopkins. I got Chris Godwin. I got Mark Andrews. Who knows if he's going to play? He hasn't been to practice. Curtis Samuel. I also have Josh Allen. That's why I had to put in Matt Ryan. I picked up Deontay Foreman in this league as well. I got Devin Singletary's on a bye. McKenzie's on a bye. Michael Thomas inactive. Again, I have Darren Waller, who was out. That's why I did I pick up another tight end? Oh, no, I had Mark Andrews as well. So in this league, I got Mark Andrews and Darren Waller in the early rounds. And then I got Deshaun Watson on IR for suspension in case he comes back. Then I got a stupid Kansas City kicker just because they're a high-powered offense. And then I picked up the Jets defense against Russell Wilson. And in this league, I'm doing all right. I'm 4-2. Thanks to Josh Allen, thanks to Mark Andrews, and like Christian McCaffrey pretty much have been winning me most of the games. So yeah, I am 4-2 in this league, and I enjoy it. All right. Nikhil's predictions for the Raiders game, 28-17. Let's go. What's good, Mikey? We're going to go on a win streak. You're right, Raider Rob. How you been, Raider Rob? 3-game win streak. And he said, glad to see you on. Yeah, I'm doing a new show today. If you guys like this format where I kind of browse the internet and talk latest news and I just talk off the cusp and take comments and questions and whatever. If you like this format, let me know and I'll do it again. Or do you prefer where I have the pictures prepared and I have segments? You know, like one segment will be, you know, talking about Darren Waller. The next segment will be talking Raiders versus Texans. And the next segment is latest news only. And then the next segment is Raider fan calls. Or if you like the way I just go back and forth and do it all off the cusp with a browser, if you like it this way as well, it becomes a little bit longer. As you can see, we're 2.5 hours in. But if you like this format, it's kind of easy for me to do it this way. And I can go without doing a lot of research or doing a lot of prep. I can just kind of get online real quickly and do a show or talk my nonsense without a lot of prep. And I could probably do this every Friday if you guys like this format. And just a reminder, call the hotline. I want to air your phone calls. So I'll leave that number on stage. And if you guys like, please hit the thumbs up, the like, the subscribe button. Let me know if you like this format. And yeah, hit that like. And again, if you want to support, Super Chat's available, PayPal, donations, everything. Because I'm able to earn money now again with YouTube. And unfortunately, I'm not trying to make this my job, but I'd like to earn some money doing this. But we all know YouTube doesn't pay that much. So the truth is, we rely on your support. It's 100% honesty. 100% honesty. Like every video, depending on the ads for YouTube, depending on how many people watch it, you get like $5 for every 1,500 views. You might make $5 to $8 for every 2,000 views. So this video will probably only get 1,000 to 2,000 views. So I'll technically only make $8. So that's when the super chat or the donations that you guys give me add to it. Even though YouTube takes like 40 or 30%, it adds to my income. And to be honest with you, I would love to make I'd love to make $30 every time I go live. Because that'll be like 3 hours. That'll be like $10 an hour. I'd love to make $30. I'd love to make $50 every time I go live. So then maybe I'd go live more, you know. Maybe you can make $50 a day. But that ain't going to happen all the time. That ain't going to happen. Truth is, man, if I can make at least 25 every time I go live or with every video in total, if I can make $25, that helps a lot. All right. Sorry, ooh, I got dizzy again. Forgive me. All right. What's up, Hefe Keishi? How you doing, brother? Congratulations on your victory versus us. You're a quality Chiefs fan. Mikey, we love you. Any format is cool, bro. You're the GOAT, homie. Yeah, I just kind of, this format allows me with my health issues to not have to sit in front of a computer for 3 hours before I go live, then go live for 2 hours. Then after, I still have to do some stuff on the internet for like an hour or two. So it's like a 7 or 8 hour day to make $8. I just can't do that. So this format's a little bit easier for me, as I just told you guys. How come I can't see the other part of the screen? I don't know what that is. Whatever. I wanted to look at my I wanted to show you guys my home NFL league. I don't know how to do that. Let me make the screen bigger and see if I can do that. Okay, there, I got it now. All right, where did my screen go? Ah, where's my screen? My StreamYard. Okay, there I am. Okay, let me go to my, this is my, I call this my league of record. For the people locally, like we normally do the draft in person, but COVID a couple years ago messed everything up. People moved, like my good close actor friends. There's some famous actors in this league as well, and producers, and a doctor, and a reality TV show doctor, and whatever. Long story short, this is my league of record. Oh, thank you, Veto. Stop spending your money. Spend your money versus me gambling. Cause me and her, we have a weekly game or two on FanDuel versus each other for like $5, I think it is. But thank you, Ronnie G or Vettel. I'm gonna call you Vettel. Call you Vettel. This is my league of record, but people moved out of town. But it's an expensive league. This is a $500 league to play. Every person puts in $500 to play in this league. We have 12 teams. The prize pool is huge. It's $6,000. Okay, first place gets like, I think it's like 335 or four. Then second place gets a certain amount, like 1,000, 1,500. Then we got like couple $100 prizes for top scoring players and defense and this and that. But this is my league of record. Like every league, I love every league I'm in. I'm in about 6 this year, and I'm in Samoan Raiders league as well. But this is my league of record where every game I watch, I'm like rooting for these fucking players because this is so much money for first place. Um, so we got my actor friend Ray. Uh, he's 5-1, man. He's doing real good this year, dude. He's he's doing real good this year. He normally loses. We've had this league 13 years now. We've had this league 13 years. I've won the championship 4 times, and I've been to the championship 7 times, and I've been to the playoffs 11 out of the 13 years. I'm the Tom Brady of this league. I am the Tom Brady of this league. The next closest person won championship twice, but I've won it 4 times out of being there 7 times. I'm the Tom Brady of this league. So we got Rob. I don't want to tell everybody who they are, but there's some important singers and actors and musicians here. We got Rob here. He's a Dolphins fan, clearly. 4-2. Tim, Rocky Balboa, 3-3. We got I get him confused. No, this is Josh. Josh. He's a twin brother of somebody famous. But him and his brother, they're both in the league. But he lost and he had to wear a dress. So you could see it in his avatar. He normally loses. He was like the team. He won like 2 games last year. He had to wear a dress. That's our punishment. We make people into alphabet letters. He had to make his avatar this year of him in a dress show. And he had to change his name to Sunflower because he's the Sunflower bitch of the league. He's 3-3. Dr. Gabe, he's a newbie. One person left our league this year, and a reality TV show doctor came in. Dr. Gabe, you guys can look him up. He's a dentist, reality TV show doctor. 3-3. He hasn't changed his avatar. He won the last couple weeks. He's moved up 5 spots. Nimrod, somebody famous, but he's 3-3. He won the championship last year. I wasn't in it last year. And there I am. I call myself Captain EO because that's one of my favorite movies of an all time. And I just love the Michael Jackson Disney movie, Captain EO. I am the 4-time champ. I want to remind everybody, I'm struggling in this league. I'm 3-3. I started out 3-1. I've lost 2 in a row. So, see, I've lost 2 in a row. He started out 0-3. He's won 3 in a row. Dr. Gabe's won 2 in a row. Sunflower was doing good, but he found his losing ways. And Rob, man, he's won 3 in a row. Won 2 in a row. Blah, blah, blah. Then we got my boy Raphael. He's also in my Raider leagues. He's Bruce Leroy. Remember that movie, Bruce Leroy? Catches bullets with his teeth. What did Gabe say? My coworker didn't invite me to his league this year because I took all their money 3 years in a row. Dude, they do that. I was in a league last year. Okay. I was in 2 different leagues, but we'll talk about. I was in one league for 2 years in a row. They just brought me on. It was $50 for that league, and it was a friend of mine, so I did it. I won the championship that year. Literally won it that year. Right? Then I was kicked out of the league. Then all of a sudden, the league started again last year. And I was like, why am I not in the league? He goes, oh, I don't think we're going to do the league again this year. I don't think we're going to do the league again this year. Then it came down to it. The league was going, and they didn't have enough people. Then all of a sudden, I get an email, hey, we're doing a draft in an hour. I decided to start the league again. So do you want to join again? Last minute. But then when I went online and I joined, they had the league open months earlier. He needed somebody so desperately that he brought me back, even though he kicked me out. So I joined the league again. I won the championship again because I look at waiver rosters and I do all that stuff. I won it again the second year in a row. I got all the money. He was the commissioner. I got the money. And then this year, I was kicked out of the league again, but I wasn't invited back. And they have the league again because I can look it up on the Yahoo pages. Then, a Raider fan that was used to be in my Raider leagues, he created a sleeper application football league. He had a legend legacy league where players are already drafted or whatever. So I took over a team that somebody drafted years earlier or whatever. And it was like, I think it was like, was it $50? No, I think it was the $100 league. Okay, it was either 50 or 100. I'm not exactly sure. But long story short, I joined that league last minute, gave him the $50. Then I started winning, and I got to the playoffs. Then he became MIA in the chat room. Like he wasn't going to the playoffs as a commissioner. Then we started talking, and I started winning. Then he started not talking in the chat room. He started not talking, like disappearing. I'm sure because he's mad. But early on, he's the commissioner. He's like, give us your money. Send in your money. Let's make some bets. You know, let's do a side bet. Let's do a this. Let's do a that. You know, Then we get to the championships. I won the championship. Then I write him, hey man, I won the championship, man. When are you able to pay out? You know, because I could use the money. And then he's like, oh yeah, man, I'm a little bit busy right now with COVID. My daughter has COVID. This is like 2 weeks after the championship. My daughter has COVID, and I'm a little busy right now. This is after like 2 messages I gave him on Facebook. Then, okay, so I gave him a month. Now it's a month later. Then I wrote back, hey man, it's been about a month, man. Like it's been about a month and a half since I won the championship. I could really use that, $400, $500, whatever it was. I think it was 500. Yeah, so it was a $50 league. First place gets all. Okay, that's right. With a 10-team league. Okay, so it was $500. He didn't respond. It's been a month and a half. Now I wrote him. I'm like, hey man, if you're having money troubles, if you don't have the money, just be honest with me and tell me. Or if you have $100, send me 100. Or if you got 200, send me 200. But just be honest with me, because I always care about other people. And I'm like, I know he probably used the money to pay his bills or for his family, and he was hoping he won the championship. Because that's what I do in my leagues that I'm commissioner. I understand that's not the correct way to do it, but I do it. But I was trying to be empathetic, and I was like, if you don't have the money, just tell me, man, just be honest with me. That's all I want is transparency, dude. And we'll make a payment plan, or we'll figure it out together, bro. Like hold up your end of the bargain. He wouldn't respond. I'm like, bro, and then like a month later, it's now like 3 months after. Now I'm in the chat room. I'm writing, hey, man, you won't even talk to me. You won't even comment. You won't even write me back. I text message you on the phone. You're ghosting me. Then I wrote in the chat room, it's okay if you don't have the money. Just fucking tell me. We'll figure this out. And then nothing. Still nothing. Then all of a sudden, I'm removed from the league. I try to log in. I'm removed from the league. Now I hit him up on Facebook. Hey, motherfucker, what the fuck is this shit? What the hell, bro? I was like, give me a call now. You have 3 fucking days. I go, I'm not going to hold anything against you. You're scared. You don't have the money to pay me. You're scared. I understand. I know what's going on. It's okay, brother. We'll figure it out. But stop ghosting me. Take some accountability. Man the fuck up. Tell somebody the truth of what's going on. That you don't have the money, you spent it, whatever. And we can go from there. But again, he cowered like a bitch. Didn't call me. So then he was also in my Raider leagues for $25. So I just fucking removed his ass from both those fucking leagues. Fuck you, dude. I deleted him on Facebook. I don't want people like that in my life, man. It's scary when you owe people money and you don't have it, or you possibly did something shady and you got to pay them back. I understand it. I've been through it. That's why I don't loan anybody money anymore. Because I don't have it, first off. And I just won't do it. To anybody. To anybody. But yet I did it for my brother all those years. I'm a fool. But yeah, I don't like trustworthy people that can't even tell you the truth and just be honest. That are afraid like little children. Oh, I fucked up. I'm just going to run away. I don't want to face my problems. I don't want to face my problems. Fucking morons. All right, let's move on. So I'm 3-3 in this league. Then Bruce Lee, Roy, my friend Ralph's in this league. Eating Cake, the twin brother, he's 3-3. I love his avatar. He's a Rams fan. Eating Cake. And I got 2 Denver Bronco fans in this league. Can you believe that? Shit. They are friends of mine. They're actors as well. One of them is on a hit TV show right now. But he calls himself Mile High Club. Then we got Uncle Buck 2-4. And then Steve Bannon's in our league. I'm just kidding. It's another guy named Steve, but he's a very political Republican right now. And here's the funny part. These two, we have a phone. We have a phone, like chat room, like private phone messaging. They go at it, bro, in the text messaging. One of them's like Democratic. He's like a woke type person. Everybody's, if you say the word black, you're racist. That's who Uncle Buck is, or the guy, Ryan. But that's who he is. And, all conspiracies, people need to be silenced. They need to be shut down. No conspiracies are true. The government is good for you. Trump people are bad. That's who Uncle Buck is. Then Steve Bannon is the complete opposite. He's like a Republican. He's more analytical. He's like Tim Pool. Maybe, what's that other guy? I watch it, Steven Crowder. And he's into conspiracies and the truther like me. And they go at it. We had to stop them. I had to block them last year. I want the forum to be about football and trash talk, not about political racism and, calling each other names, for the outside life. So we finally got on the same page. It started up this past week or last 2 weeks with Alex Jones and the freedom of the speech stuff that's going on in Kanye West. But I keep reminding them, you guys got to chill the fuck out or I'm going to kick you out of the league. And luckily they respect it enough to, at least for a week or two, shut the fuck up. But yeah, man, they go at it. So they're 2-4. You could tell they're not paying attention to football. They're just doing other bullshit political stuff. They're letting the distractions of the real world get to them. All right, so let's see my team. I'm playing Eaton Cake. He had DeAndre Hopkins, so scoring is different in every league. So DeAndre in this league, D-Hop had 20.3 points for him versus me. I had Dak Prescott. He got injured in the first week. They didn't put Dak Prescott on IR, so I couldn't put him on IR, and I needed other quarterbacks on my roster. I had to release Dak Prescott, even though he's coming back this week. I needed room on my roster. So now I'm playing streaming quarterbacks every week. So this week I'm streaming Jimmy Garoppolo, hopefully in a high-scoring game versus Kansas City. I got Jeff Wilson. I think he'll be good for this week at least, even with Christian McCaffrey coming in because he knows the playbook. Then Travis Etienne, I drafted him early, and I finally put him as a starter this week because of bye weeks, and he's playing better as of late. I got Robert Woods. He's not the best choice there. I got Devontae. I got a Raider in the first round. I had the 11th pick. I got a Raider in the first round with Devontae. I had Chris Godwin. He's coming back from injury, looking better. I got Mark Andrews early. Again, I don't know what's going to happen this week. I got Curtis Samuel on free agency, like with 10 waiver points early on when he was playing good with Carson Wentz. I picked up Matt Ryan because he's playing good in case I need another streaming quarterback next week or whatever. I don't know. I have J.K. Dobbins, but again, I thought he was coming back, but now he's out again with a hamstring. And just in case he doesn't ever come back, I picked up the former Raider Kenyon Drake on waivers this past week. And my only other running back is Damian Harris, who might play this week, but he has a hamstring or coming off a hamstring. Then I love Isaiah McKenzie as a draft pick late in the rounds. And I got Darren Waller in this week in this league as well. So early and often I got Darren Waller, Devontae Adams, Mark Andrews, and basically Travis Etienne early. That's why I don't have big running backs or whatever, because I went wide receiver and tight end heavy in the early rounds, and all the running backs are gone by that point. But I wanted to always put Mark Andrews in my tight end spot And for my flex, we could put a tight end in the flex. I basically wanted 2 tight ends every week. The 2 top 3 tight ends, Mark Andrews and Darren Waller, every week. I thought they would score 10 to 15 points every week, each of them. But that hasn't worked out. So now that's why I had to pick up, like a Robert Woods, Curtis Samuel, Kenyon Drake, you know, to put in the flex. And then because of I had to let go Dak, I was able to pick up Deshaun Watson in case I need him in the 13th week when he comes back to play. And I got Daniel Carlson in this league. I picked him right before all the kickers were going to start going because I love him. And he's the best kicker in the league. And then I picked up the Jets defense for this week versus Denver. And as you can see, I'm only 3-3 in this league. I've lost 2 in a row. I'm struggling, but I'm trying to pull it out. And they slate I'm going to score 136 points this week with my lineup. Those are the projections against Eaton Cake. So this is like the simple lineup. Do I have any Monday night gamers? No. Only 4 o'clock gamers. Then let me move the screen down real quick, and then let me just slide the screen over. How do I do that? Maybe it's on screen where you can see his team as well. Maybe it's on screen. I don't know. I'll have to find out in a minute. They're slating he's going to make 135-19, and that I might edge him out if they scored per projections. He has Lamar Jackson, Tony Pollard, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Hopkins, Metcalf, Lamb, Everett, Christian Kirk, Boswell. Oh, he picked up the Raiders defense. Oh, shit. Not that I'm worried about it, but I think he picked it up because he knows I'm a Raider fan. And he wants to use the Raiders defense against me. Then, if the game is close, he's got a kicker on Sunday night. So I have to have the lead by the Sunday night game. If I'm going to win, I have to have the lead by at least 8 points to hopefully win the game. Then if his kicker does 10 points or something, I lose or whatever. But whatever. All right, so there's his lineup. So that's my thing. What do you say? That sheet booty as F? Oh, you mean what they did to me? I'm just catching up on the chat rooms. Conspiracies are fun, true or not. I don't like to call them conspiracies anymore because I'll be honest with you. If you're really looking, of the past 10 years since conspiracies have become semi-mainstream, out of the past 10 years, let's say if there's 100 conspiracies, 80 of them have been proven. I'm going to say 75 out of 100 have been proven as probably fact. 75 out of 100 conspiracies are facts nowadays. What does that tell you? AJ Alex Jones has been more right than wrong. They're turning the frogs gay. They were. There was experiments on frogs where they were trying to change their biology. They're turning the frogs gay. They were. And me and Vettel, who maybe is still watching, she's been opening up her eyes to that world and watching some documentaries I was sending her. And there was one, I can't really talk about it here on YouTube, but there's one called FluVid. Flu, F-L-U. I'll write it in the chat room. You guys need to look it up on BitChute. But it's called FluVid 19. And then I'm going to write BitChute. And the documentary is on BitChute. You got to pay $5 for it, but somebody on BitChute, just look it up on bitchute.com, and it's an hour-long documentary of how they believe C-19 the COOF was hijacked, that it's actually the flu, and it was hijacked. So now the flu is COOF. It's a great documentary. There's a lot of compelling evidence, news reports, and proof. And I'm not saying it's real. They're not facts. But it's a great documentary. So go to bitchute.com, type in the search engine FluVid19, and then go down like 30 videos. And one of them that it'll tell you it's an hour long, it'll say like 1 hour long. That's the full documentary that you could watch for free. All the other ones are like trailers. They're like 5 minutes long, 20 minutes long. It's not the official video. So go to bitchute.com, look up FluVid19, and then go down on the search engine to like 20, 30 videos, look for more, look for more. And then one of them will have a timestamp of an hour long. That'll be the full documentary. You'll see it. It's a great watch. But me and Veto are watching it. She's opened up her eyes to watching this stuff, and it's just nice to try to show some stuff to people, and hopefully their third eye opens up and they can see the truth behind all the lies, because there's a lot of lies going on, and we are at the precipice of losing constitutions, freedoms, the great reset, everything. It's interesting. All right, that being said, let me see if we got any voice calls. Nope, the only one we got was a voicemail from, it looks like, October 30th. Or is that from today? That's from today. Okay. I think we got a phone call from today. If you guys can hear this, let me make sure you guys can hear it. Hold on. Hopefully you can hear it. Is that Microsoft Edge, or is that... I don't know if you guys can hear it. I'm going to start playing it, and hopefully you can hear it. Let me know. How do I play it? Okay, it's playing. I can't even hear it. So if I can't hear it, you guys can't hear it. Ain't that the truth? Okay, let me turn it up. I think I figured out. Let me know if you guys can hear this. I turned on the volume of the browser again. Goodness gracious.
With the Raiders, I think the Raiders' 1-4 record is a disaster. However, we are better than the Jets. The Jets seem to scramble through and get a couple wins here and there. We lost in overtime.
Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that? Let me know. Please let me know in the chat room if you guys heard what I just played. Sure enough. Please let me know if anybody's still watching in the chat room. You said you can barely hear that. Okay, so that means it's not coming through my program. So I probably have to do it through my headphones. I'll try.
MJR, couple things though. Great stuff. Love your stream. Good to see you back on YouTube. Hopefully you're consistent, and God and life will treat you well. With the Raiders, I think the Raiders' 1-4 record is a disaster. However, we are better than the Jets. The Jets seem to scramble through and get a couple wins here and there. We lost in overtime. We lost by 2. We lost by a couple. If the Raiders were 5-0, and which we could be, it would be a Raiders are going to the Super Bowl, Raiders this, Raiders winning close games, but we're not. New coaching staff, hopefully in time, in the next 5 to 6 games, we can beat teams like the Texans, beat teams like the Saints, and go on a winning streak, get Waller healthy, and we'll look back come December and go, we have something here. If not, Josh McDaniels may not be here much longer. Other than that, take care of yourself, brother, and see you on the other side.
There you go. Interesting call from MJR. Interesting call. I changed my background to see if that works, but unfortunately, I have to hold up the damn headphones so you guys can hear it because this program doesn't have the audio set up as a secondary.
Yeah, FAKC. I just want to say, how about those Chiefs?
Oh, FAKC talking shit.
Raiders fans. They thought you were going to be in the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, great.
Maybe next year. No. You ain't going next year yet. Because we got Patrick Mahomes, baby. The #1 quarterback in the universe. Remember this, Raider fans. Chiefs Kingdom owns the West. Don't you forget it.
Well, thank you for your support, FAKC. Even though you're talking shit about the Raiders, none of us are going to like it. I appreciate your fandom for your team. But I'm just going to let you know this shit. You know why the Chiefs lost last week? And they should have lost the week before versus the Raiders? It's because we gave a playbook again to the NFL on how to beat the fucking Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. We gave the NFL and other teams the playbook, like the Buffalo Bills last week, how to slow down your scoring a little bit and beat you. Even though we didn't do it, we should have. The play calling by McDaniels was horrible. But we gave the NFL the playbook on how to beat you. Remember we did it 2-3 years ago with John Gruden? We gave the NFL the playbook. We beat you with John Gruden. Playing sound run game, offense, blah, 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 time of possession, sacking Patrick Mahomes, taking away options, and we beat you that one time with John Gruden 2 or 3 years ago. Then what happened? You went to the Super Bowl. And after that, you guys lost 2 or 3 or 4 games. Then you went to the Super Bowl and lost in the Super Bowl because the Raiders gave the playbook on how to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Raiders did that again 2 weeks ago. Doesn't mean you're going to lose every week, but we gave them a playbook to start with to beat the Kansas City Chiefs again, just like we did with John Gruden 2 years ago. That's the truth. So you can call out your Chiefs Kingdom all you want. Y'all are some lucky sons of bitches. But I appreciate your fandom for your team, and I could only expect your fandom with every Raider Nation for our Raiders as well. Thank you for the support, Hefe. Thank you for always chiming in, even during Denver week or whatever. You still come to our Raider videos, support as much as you can, and you're a presence. So the truth of it is, you're a Raider fan. Even though you got the Kansas City Chiefs above you, outwardly, you're secretly a Raider fan. And that's okay. You will come out one day. You will come out. All right, everybody. I don't know what else to say. Thank you guys for chiming in. This show went 3 hours long. I appreciate it. We talked Raiders. Go back and watch the shows. I'm going to get going. But I hopefully can do this a little bit easier with this type of a format, at least once a week, if not more, moving forward. Hope you guys had a good time. Thank you for everybody that stayed till the end. And everybody that stayed till the end, in the comments below, I want you to write this phrase. Mikey Raider has a big D. Mikey Raider has a big D in the comments, and I will know that you watched this entire video and you stayed till the end, and you are a true Raider Central, Mikey Raider fan that sticks it around till the end, and you ain't going nowhere. So write in the comments below, not in the forum, in the comments, Mikey Raider has a big D. And then I'll give a prize on next Friday's show to one of those viewers that wrote that. Maybe a Raider rookie card or something like that. A trading card. I love you guys. Thanks for chiming in. Thank you for the continued support. And I don't know when I'm going to have a Mondays with Mikey and Murph. I got to figure that out. I might go live and live stream my reaction to the game this week. I might get drunk and do it to make some money, even though I don't like that when I watch other people do it. But fuck it. If you can't beat the game, join the game. I might do that, but it all depends on my health and how I'm feeling. But long story short, I'm going to at least try to every week moving forward give you one Raider football talk video, hopefully on every Friday around 6 or 7 o'clock in the PM. Okay? I'm trying to be more consistent, trying to earn some money, trying to, support myself a little bit, and I'm trying to talk Raiders. I love you guys. God bless you. And stay tuned to my Twitter for updates. And to this page, hit the bell for notifications if I go live to live stream the game. And if I go live, I might not have a lot of graphics. It just might be me from my couch on the iPad with bad audio, watching the game on TV with bad audio. But you're going to get what you get. Other than that, please support all the other Raider YouTubers. I think Wi-Fi Willie was trying to get like 30,000 subscribers. He probably did. I think Samoan Raiders close to 50,000 that I had like at one point with another channel. Support them all. Everybody but Mitchell Wrench. I don't know. I guess I'm a hater. But they make good money in super chat and donation show. Somebody likes them. But represent, support every Raider creator as much as you can. That being said, check out Murph, Raiders Fan Radio. And I love you all. That's all I can say. I hope you guys know this is who I am. This is who I am. I love you guys. Go Raiders. Raiders win 34-24. My prediction. Hopefully I go live. Thank you for the support. And I'll see you when I see you.